Well, we are back, huh? We're back at the 9 Club, everybody. Today, we have a very special guest. Mr. Glen E. Friedman is with us. How are you, dude?
I'm great, man. Thanks for that nice introduction. Yeah, great. Special like that? That's nice. That's nice.
I won't. Well, if you think that's great, I'm not going to tell you that we do that for everybody.
Okay.
There you go.
That's great too.
How's everything, dude? Thank you so much for coming. This is amazing.
It's my pleasure, man. I've been seeing you guys for off and on. I don't watch that often, but I've seen a couple episodes, and it looked like something that would be fun to do. You guys care. I'm always into people who care and want to do and take their shit seriously, but also have serious fun. Right?
Exactly.
Exactly.
We gotta bridge the gap. You know, we have to have fun, but seriously,
it's skateboarding, man. What the fuck?
Exactly.
Jesus Christ.
And we were just talking before the show because, you grew up with Steve Olson. We're talking about
Well, I met Steve Olson. I had already done a lot of growing up by the time I met him. But
15?
we met each other when we were 15. But when did you start skateboarding? I started skateboarding like 9 or 10 years old.
I started skating when I was 15.
Same here.
I started skating at
15,
11.
you're late.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Late bloomer.
They are.
Late bloomer.
Both of them are pretty late to skating for sure.
Yeah.
You too?
No.
Oh, who you were saying? Who else was
I
late?
said Kelly and Chris.
I was
okay,
11.
okay.
That was
Actually, you know what? I take that back.
Okay.
My bad.
Well, you guys have a long ass show. When I moved to California in 1971, the first gift I got was a Hobie red banana board.
Okay.
Right? Fucking clay wheels. Right? You know, I went to Kenter Canyon School. Like most people only skated there. I actually went there. I went to Bellagio my first year in California. These are like the major spots. No one that I knew was skating the banks yet.
Yeah.
But I was on my Hobie, like in those old fucking commercials they see, doing slalom down the sidewalk with wheels made of concrete.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Clay. It was fucking horrible.
Well, did you
fucking, about hitting a rock. I mean, that's the only thing I didn't understand. You all young guys would understand. I never understood in the 90s how wheels got smaller and harder.
Right.
Yes,
Like,
they
what the
did.
fuck is the deal? Do you guys want to go slower so you can do more fucking freestyle tricks? Is that what it was about?
kind of was.
That was the
Yes.
purpose. Yeah.
Corny to
kind
me.
of was.
That was horrible.
But do you know how much innovation went down with those little wheels?
Fucking innovation doing freestyle tricks. Who gives a fuck?
What, with concrete wheels?
I mean, I'm just saying, exactly. You can't go, we wanted to go fast. We wanted to have style. We wanted to move, go from one place to another, not just sit here and do little tricks. But that's okay. That's what kids do now, and I'm happy for them. And
It's funny because everybody that came from a generation thinks that their generation is the best generation.
I'm not saying
Like,
anything's the best or whatever. Everything's worthy of its time.
there you
And
go.
I
There we
believe
go.
that for sure.
there we go.
I believe that even with punk rock. I believe that with skateboarding and hip hop. I was lucky enough to come up through some golden eras of shit,
Sure.
right?
No doubt about that.
And able to work with these artists that I loved. And, but the thing was, I was a skater. Okay, that's where I started.
Right.
Skateboarding runs through my veins. That's where everything begins. That's why I'm on your fucking show, because I'm a skater.
100%.
You know what I'm
100%.
saying? And it's like, if it wasn't for skateboarding, I wouldn't have had nothing, probably, But it's like, from skateboarding, I learned how to take pictures. I got my first picture published in a skateboarder. I was 14 years old.
14.
And back then, it was a fucking real camera, not this digital bullshit where you don't have to focus or do light meters or anything like that. You had to look through the fucking lens and take a real picture and compose a picture and make a picture. Nowadays, anyone could get a good shot not all the time. People get lucky. And they get a good shot every once in a while,
True.
But back then, it was and to be published back then was a big fucking deal.
Yeah.
How did you
14?
Yeah.
How did you get it published at 14?
Well, I lived in Brentwood.
Yeah.
Which in the skate lore was called, what was he called? He called that Kosher Canyon back then. Stesic did. But Skate Town was Santa Monica, not Dogtown yet. Dogtown was Venice, right? And I was living right in the middle of all of it. I mean, I went to Kenter, I went to Revere,
Revere,
also.
yeah.
Oh, Paul Revere.
And, I took photography 1 at Paul Revere.
No way.
I got a D.
Okay.
And I was published 6 months after that class.
Look at that.
Did you go back and
Nah, I don't gloat. I don't.
You didn't go back and gloat?
No, I didn't mean. Craig Stesic actually knew the photography teacher's name, and we would talk about that sometimes. And then some years later, I could go on and on about this, but what were we talking about that even got us started there?
Getting your photo. How did you get it published?
Okay,
at
so
14?
yeah, I was taking pictures. I was skating at Kenner. I was a local. Right. And I was just one of the local kids. Alva was there. Jay Adams was there. The whole Zephyr team would practice there, Peralta, and I'm just a little kid. And I'm not that good. Okay. I was never that good. Okay. I'll just be honest. But I was good on the banks. I could ride and I could ride. That's all.
Sure.
I could do Burts and stuff like that. And I could just cruise. And, But I just started taking pictures with my Pocket Instamatic, which was like a plastic camera.
Okay.
It's made out of plastic, with a plastic lens, nothing. But because you know what?
Not disposable.
I just started taking pictures because I'm noticing my friends, these guys around me, are kind of getting in the magazines and shit. The magazine, Skateboarder. For everyone who doesn't know, all the young guys, when Skateboarder was the shit. There was nothing else. Every other magazine was bullshit. People could say what they want. There was only a few other magazines, but to anyone back then, everything was garbage. Except Skateboarder was the Bible, and that was it. Years later, Thrasher came out, and that was garbage when it started. It was just a wannabe magazine. They only wanted to be Skateboarder forever. But, whatever. They had their own thing, and we all worked for them eventually. Sure. Stesic and I, we went there because there was nothing left.
Right.
But Skateboarder was their shit. And so here you see Tony Alva, and you see some of the Z-Boys in a magazine. Like, that's a big fucking deal.
Definitely.
To be in a magazine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm seeing shit, though, that's not in the magazines.
Now, is anybody there photographing them, or are they just skating?
No, we're all just skating.
Okay.
People didn't care about documentation that much back then. It just wasn't a thing, and it was also very, you had to develop film, you had to shoot pictures or whatever, and at Kenter, no one's shooting pictures.
Right.
Really. And then one day, Hal Jepsen comes there to film a section for his movie Super Session, and shit is going wild. I mean, there's we always had 100 kids there on a weekend. People are lined up at the top of the bank waiting for their push-off.
Waiting to roll in.
You know what? To roll into the corner.
Sure.
Right.
But that one day, Hal's there, and they have these Malibu tubes set up. And you guys will show a clip maybe from Hal Jepsen's film if you could. Because it was pretty impressive. And some of those clips are in the Dogtown film and stuff like that.
Yeah, we'll look it up.
And I ran home and I got a camera that I had borrowed from somebody, and I shot some pictures that day when those tubes were set up. And I had already been shooting pictures with the Pocket, with the little throwaway camera. It wasn't throwaway, but that's the best thing you could describe it as. It's like one of those. It was plastic, but it was actually considered a camera then. And I was making pictures of people because I was seeing shit that I didn't even see in the magazine, and I just felt like I could maybe do better than what I'm seeing in the magazine. I didn't know yet that you had to have 35 millimeter film, that it had to be focused and stuff like that.
What was the name of the film that we needed to look up?
Super Session.
Super Session.
Yeah, but there's also clips in the Dogtown film, Stacy's Dogtown film
right.
in there with those Malibu tubes, those blue sheets. That It's supposed to give you the...
Like a wave.
Yeah, like you're in the tube. You know, that was the thing. I mean, if you look at the really old footage at Paul Revere, they used to set up those lunch benches and make tubes out of them, because all skateboarding was about was recreating the surfing experience.
Sure. Right.
Now, I'll tell you guys, I was kind of a kook because I didn't surf. Because I moved out from the East Coast when I was in second grade, and I had dark curly hair. I wasn't a blonde kid, and I just didn't surf. I didn't want to wake up that early in the morning. I feel like I was first generation pure skateboarder.
Okay.
Yes.
Right? Like everyone I know, everyone at Kenner, all the Z-Boys, everyone, surfing was their first thing. I was kind of corny. I was a skateboarder, and I just skated, and that became my thing.
Corny.
It was then.
Yeah.
And you're correct. It isn't now at all. And I mean, and even, we all rode BMX before that.
Totally.
Like before the urethane wheel, BMX was the shit. It was like, and because we loved Evel Knievel, as you know from all the guys. He was our guy, back then.
Yeah.
And what were you going to say?
Just going off the dirt jumps and just kind of trying to replicate.
I jumped over a Honda car on my little Stingray bicycle before I was a skateboarder.
Well, off of what, a jump ramp?
Yeah, just a jump ramp we would make. We just did crazy shit. You know what it was like growing up in the 60s and 70s. It was ridiculous. So anyway, skateboarding came along, and you had the urethane wheel, and obviously everyone knows that changed everything. And then all of a sudden, people rode the banks.
Yeah.
With stone wheels, with the clay wheels, with the steel wheels. But I couldn't dare do that, and most people didn't, and I didn't really know that. I'm like fucking 10 years old, you know what I'm saying? So anyways, eventually that urethane wheel comes out, and people are riding the banks and gripping and ripping and going fast. And it just, again, I don't want to go too back for your audience who's, mostly under 30 years old, I assume, or 40 years old.
No, there's older ones.
No doubt.
Yeah.
I'm saying mostly.
Okay.
They get bored of this old man, And anyways, but we'll try and keep it exciting for you. We'll get to something. But anyways, I don't know.
The urethane changed everything.
So I took these pictures. I went and got, they're filming that day for the movie. I took these pictures with a borrowed 35 millimeter camera. And I think the week before, I might have taken Jay Adams and Paul Constantin, who I was friendly with, to a pool that I found. You know what it's like in the old days. When you find a pool, you're the fucking king.
No doubt.
You know where there's a spot, and no one else knows about it. And this was a nice pool, and I took them to this pool, and I had a borrowed camera, a 35 millimeter.
Amazing.
It's the first roll of color slide film I ever shot. first roll of black and white film that I shot that was 35 millimeter, and I got some good shit. I was fucking 14. I got some good shit. I mean, if you look at those photos, which are now published, and some of them are well known, my foot is in the shot. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, I'm learning.
Are you talking about your photos with the blue tube on it on the bank, or
same? No. One's taken a week before.
Oh,
the same camera I borrowed to shoot at this pool. Or at that time. So, anyways, I got these shots for a couple of days. It was in the fall of 1976. I'm like in 9th grade, I think. 10th grade. I think I'm in 9th grade. Yeah, and so yeah, you know, it was in the fall, and I had gotten that D in photography in the spring before. But I took those pictures, and then they came out good.
Yeah,
they came out pretty fucking good.
Right.
And I mean, some of them to this day are published, and some, when I sell prints to serious collectors, that's the most expensive one because people want it for the first time. Yeah, it's Jay Adams classic, but
what's he doing in the pool?
Just a kick turn on coping.
Just a kick turn.
But then my first published shot, Jay was kicking out the board. He was getting above coping and kicking the board out, but his feet still looked like people didn't even know what the fuck was going on. There's no fucking way he was making it, but people would be like, "How'd he make that? How'd he make that?" But if you're a skateboarder and you're around pools, it's just that's not happening.
He didn't make
Is this the one we're talking about?
No. Come on, man. You better get that shit straight.
What do you mean? This is your website. This is your website.
That's not the shot. That's not the shot.
Which shot are we looking for? Come on.
We're looking for the don't even. You better shoot all. This is from the Dogtown book. This has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. This is years later. Back then, a month. I'm just saying, back then, a month was like a year.
100%.
Shit was progressing so insanely. The picture that I'm talking about was the first published photo I ever had. It was Jay Adams. It is in the Dogtown book, the color version, but it's a subscription ad for Skateboarder magazine. It's a full page, and they switched to black and white. And I was mad because you and I and every skater, most skaters know that he's fucking bailing. And, even fucking, who did we just mention a minute ago? Jake Phelps was like, yeah, your fucking first picture's a bail. And he's like, give me shit about that. I'm like, dude, that fucking photo inspired people. And that's Jay Adams' main business, is that he inspired people, right? Yeah. Whatever the fuck Jay was doing, he wasn't making a lot of that shit half the time. But people are like, whoa, what the fuck is he doing?
Did you give them those photos to publish, or they just kind of...
Oh, no.
Like, how did that happen?
So what happened was, I got these photos, I got these slides and these little fucking photo mat prints, and I'm on the banks at Kenter Canyon School, and I'm showing to some guy who seems older than me, who might know what the fuck he's talking about. And I also showed them to Stacy Peralta, came over to my mom's house one day, and to show them to Stacy, because I know Stacy, and they were like, yo, Glenn, like, these are good. These are like really good. You should send these to the magazine. I said, yeah, that's something to do. And then the guy who's sitting on the bank who told me you should send him to the magazine said you should send him a warm bolster. Turns out, I don't even know it at the time, it's fucking Craig Stesic. And so he's inspiring me. Craig was always someone to inspire people. His stories have a lot of embellishments, as you can tell just by reading them. But like Jay, he pushed you further to greatness.
Yeah.
You wanted to live up to what he said. And so I called up Skateboarder magazine. I've told the story 100 times, but maybe just not to your audience.
Did we get it right this time?
No, you didn't. That's one of my great. That's one of my favorite photos.
That's a great
That's a classic
shot.
photo. It's one of my favorite.
Photo.
It's one of my all-time favorite photos. But listen, this is 1977. This shot, right? Maybe early 78, and we're talking 76. That's a big fucking
It's a
difference.
big jump. Yeah.
If you're going to try and find this photo, all you got to type in is Glen E. Friedman's first published photo, and you can find that shit.
We'll come back. We'll see if we can get it right this time.
Yeah. We'll get it right eventually. We can come back to all these photos.
But that photo, man, wow.
That's one of my favorite shots. That's a great shot. No, I
shot.
love that photo. I love that photo. That's on the cover of Fuck You Heroes. That's the skate shot representing skateboarding on the cover of Fuck You Heroes. But anyways, I send them these photos, and I call Skateboarder magazine on Stacy's advice and Stesic's advice, and I fucking lower my voice. It's a toll call to San Diego. I speak to fucking Bolster on the phone. I said, I've got these great pictures of Jay Adams, who I know that they've heard of at this point.
Right.
And I just said, I've got these pictures. But then you got your fucking slides. There's no copies. You're sending your film down to them.
Originals.
And I'm like, and they say in the magazine, we accept unsolicited photographs, but we're not guaranteeing you're going to get them back. And so I had to call these motherfuckers and say, I need my shit back. Like, if I send you these photos, I want to get them back.
Yeah.
And so they said, don't worry, we'll send you back your photos. Same day, not this right photograph. Okay, so this is a better photograph than the one that they published.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Really?
This is a much better photo. But they had the intuition. They knew that other shot would inspire people because again, in the other shot, you'll see it eventually.
Yeah, we'll
get there.
But this shot is dope. This is
it.
a great shot. I mean, see I got my big,
But you got
hair
your
sticking
shadow,
out,
yeah.
my shadows in the photo, which is whack. But I'm 14 years old. You got to give me a break. But look at that shot of Jay and of Paul Constantino in the background. The Zephyr team had just broken up, like maybe less than 6 months before this photo was taken, or And this is the pool that I found, and I got this shot. And
This
it's
was
fucking
it,
in
okay.
focus. It's with a borrowed camera. Same day as my first published photo. You can't. I love looking at that to this
That's
day.
amazing.
I mean,
That's
it's
a
a
great
great
photo.
shot.
How did you find this
And a great
pool?
story.
You just
Yo, that's a fucking story in itself. I mean, if you know how to find pools back then, but someone at school said that someone else's pool was empty, and this is some fucking just chump kid that didn't skate or nothing, but knew that I was someone who knew some of these guys, and I'd want to find a fucking empty pool. So we go to this pool, and we're there, and I find this fucking pool. It's a nice little bowl. It was called a teardrop. I don't know how many people skate pools, but there's all different shapes of pools. And back then, square pools were almost never skated. You just hit one side.
Right.
People just didn't have with the equipment and all that wasn't really able. But this pool was a teardrop, and it literally was just a deep end. It had the shallow end. It just dropped right
into it. Yeah.
And the shallow end was where the steps was the shallow end. It was the small part of the teardrop. You know what I mean? Just the top.
Right.
So it was like, it was like that. So it's pretty fucking cool. And skate parks later on, somewhere made like that.
Emulated it,
But
yeah.
anyways, he found this pool and fucking, we're there, and Jay and PC and guys are, they're for the time period ripping. A one-wheeler is like not quite happening yet. You're grinding,
like slashing the cope, or
backside. You're not even slashing.
touching
it. You're
This is
touching
like,
it.
I was skating then, and to me, like getting over the light was a big deal. Just carving over the light. You were like a standard, like good skater if you could carve over the light at a moment in time. A couple months later, people are kick turning on vertical.
Right.
And like, whoa, that's heavy. I remember seeing Peralta. I brought him to a pool in Mandeville Canyon, and he's kick turning on vertical on these rocks, and right by the rocks, and that's a big deal at the moment in time, Anyways, we're gonna again. That's the best shot of the day for real. Same day, same fucking first roll of film of black and white.
Wow.
That is a great shot.
Foot in the photo.
Foot in the photo. In the first photo in Fuck You Heroes, when it goes chronologically, but that is not the first published photo. Again, but this is a better shot. This is for sure a better shot. There's no doubt about it. But again, they had the foresight to see the photo, which one it was. Look at Jay's hand is cut off, and stuff like that. But that's a great shot. I mean,
is a
again, I'm
good
14.
shot.
I love that photo.
Was the last one your favorite photo of the group, or what was your favorite one?
So that one, it's a tough call. I mean, the last two you saw from that, all from that same roll of film, or actually, no, those are from the black and white roll. The crazy thing is the one that they published was from the color roll that I shot, and they switched it to black and white. And I imagine they had those two beautiful shots instead. But you know what? I get a letter in the mail with a fucking little piece, a page, a tear sheet. And there's a check in there for fucking $30 or $40. I'm like fucking 14 years old. I don't even know you get paid for this shit yet. You know what I'm saying? And I open it up and I see the page, and there's like these little postage stamp photos, and I'm looking for my picture because I'm thinking,
It's got to be
I'm
something
not
in there.
really getting, because the other side is just one big thing of ink. I'm not even looking at it, and I'm looking at the picture. I'm like, where's my picture? And I turn the shit over. It's a whole fucking page. It has my name and like 12-point type photo, Glen Friedman. I'm like losing my mind. It's a full page picture, and it's a subscription ad, which is arguably the most important picture in the issue besides the cover, because you're trying to get kids to subscribe. Skateboarder magazine at the time was $5 a year.
$5 a year.
$6, or maybe it was $6 a year because it was only bi-monthly.
Okay.
And foreign was $7, right? So to mail it overseas, another 50 fucking cents. You can't even send a postcard for less than $10 right now. So anyways, I was honored, and then when I got that and I was 14, everyone was like, I just got respect. Everyone,
that
and I was just a kid, and it was just, and then they start writing about me, as we were getting into before, in the skate, Stesic starts razzing me because I'm just a fucking little kid, just harassing me in the off the wall section, just because they could. I came from the nice side of town. I lived in Brentwood.
Yeah.
They were mostly Santa Monica guys and Venice guys.
Santa Monica's nice too.
Yeah. No, but the south side of Santa Monica wasn't like that then.
Sure,
it was a different place. But it was still. But I was in Brentwood.
Yeah, right.
Rockingham.
Chilling.
Anyways, whatever. I'm just saying I can get into it. I'm only 14. I'm living where my parents live. That's what I have to do. And not living there too much. I went there to sleep at night. That's what I did, know. I mean, I would go hang out with Jay and Tony and have and their other friends and have experiences that no one in my neighborhood was having for sure.
Right.
Once I got that photo published, it just became a whole nother thing.
The door opened.
As much as it could for a fucking 14, 15-year-old kid, I mean, the door in that world and skateboarding, it definitely was blown open.
Let me ask you a question. Who else was around here taking photos at the time? It was Stesic.
That was it.
That was it.
I mean, no. And then about a year or two later, you had the Sharp brothers, who started Skateboard World, which, and I mean, you can go on for a whole show just on the politics of down south and LA and up north, right? Mm-hmm. But like I said in the beginning of the thing is skateboarder was the Bible and everyone just wanted to be them. And no one had Craig Stesic. No one had Warren Bolster. And those guys were the gods. Those guys were, the godfathers. That is the first published photo.
There we go.
But,
we got it.
But when it printed in the magazine, it was cropped and turned to black and white. But that is that we finally got to the shot. Now we have to find the Skateboarder magazine issue that it's in, and we'll find it eventually.
Yeah.
But see how he's kicking out the board.
Yeah.
And it's in black and white. But the attitude and everything, and it had all the blurbs across the bottom of it. People were people were impressed with that.
Yeah.
Well, I could see how this would be
It stands out.
It stands out.
You're like, what's going on here?
That's right.
Yeah.
What's going on is a bail, but it looks really good.
Exactly.
That's the future of where skateboarding was going.
That's correct. This is a good year before an aerial was done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there was other pictures of Jay doing a hand plant that Stesic took from inside at the Fruit Bowl, which was later than this. But again, he's not making those things at that point, but it's given people something to think about.
Yeah.
And for Warren Bolster, who was the editor at the time, to say, this is the shot, this is what we're going to do. And they cropped out the guys on the right-hand side, and they made it a vertical picture. And that's one of those rafts on the left, like an, inflatable bed type thing or something like that. But fucking... After the session, Jay went in the house, broke in the house, fucking pissed on the wall, stole the stereo and shit, and just, I think statute of limitations is over now, and he's gone anyways, so we could tell some Jay stories. But he was
even at that age, he was a really.
So I'm 14, Jay's 15.
Okay. Still.
Yeah. I mean, kids did crazy shit back then.
Wow. Great photo, by the way.
But you see the pool, how it's like the shower, and it just drops right down.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it was pretty.
Great find.
Yeah.
I was good. I was king for a day, as I said. I was the guy who found that pool, and I actually didn't skate it, but I got the pictures of PC and I got pictures of Jay there, and that got my first published photo.
Yeah, that's all that mattered at that time.
We took way too long on that whole first published
No,
photo.
I love it. So, but after that first, because that was the opening of the door, right?
That was the entree for me.
The entree.
That was it. I mean, everything. It just and from that point on, I had a picture published every month the rest of my life, pretty much, Or in skateboard, I only missed 2 or 3 issues where I didn't have at least one photo.
Wow. So how was that going though? Because now skateboard, they're loving you, right? They want all the photos that they can get from you. You're getting everything back now. They're sending you
they
the
sent me
stuff
my
back.
originals back.
They did.
I got my
Okay.
slides back and everything else like that. And then but then the funny thing was I got another picture published, a small photo, and then there was a grand opening of Reseda Skater Cross, which was a park built in the old A&W root beer. And they had the skate park that was built it was like a big snake run.
Wow.
People were experimenting. They didn't know what was going to be a skate park. They had bowls in some parks, and they had mostly snake runs were the shit. That's what everyone thinks. I mean, the reality is you could have just rebuilt Kenter or Revere and had the best skate park there was. Yeah. But these were had vertical walls and stuff like that.
This was in Reseda?
In Reseda.
Wow.
Still I remember this day where it was. I mean, when I drive by it, I'm like...
What streets? Do you
It's on Reseda Boulevard, right before. First of all, I'm not a fucking Val, so I'm not going to remember. so I'm not going to remember those streets. But I'll tell you, it was right before it. There was an Arby's on the next block.
Okay,
and I think that motherfucking Arby's might still be
there. No, it is. It is.
Yeah. So it was right before that, and there was actually a pool place. But anyways, I'm out there, and they have the grand opening of that skate park, and I'm out there, and Warren Bolster, the editor, is there.
Oh, you finally get to meet him.
I finally get to meet him, and he gives me 3 free rolls of film. And he just looks at me like, oh, you're really young. Like they just didn't know. I was a kid. I was late bloomer and everything. So I was just out there, and I was stoked to get 3 fucking free rolls of film.
Of course.
And from that day, I got a full-page picture in the focus section of Skateboarder, which was the photography section of Wally Inouye doing a backside air and it was a beautiful blue skies. It's a great shot. you know, and yeah, maybe I should help you guys with some photos ahead of time. You could have seen which ones. But that was my third published shot. And then from that point, you know, it was, I mean, I just started getting published a lot. And then, I mean, the next big one was when I met King James Casmus, who was another photographer, but you know, he was probably 4 years older than me, and that's like a lifetime when you're 14. The guy's like, well, maybe Casmus is 20 or something like that. And I met him at the Long Beach contest, which was in Long Beach Arena. They had a big skate contest, and it's mostly freestyle back then and slalom because that's all they knew how to do. But I got my first center spread. It's like summer of '77, and I got a center spread in the skateboarder. And Bobby Piercy was a slalom racer, but he was riding at my own personal Z-Flex. I had a board that I still have, a multicolored Z-Flex. It was the first time they ever made them, and he's riding that in the centerfold, and so that was a big deal to get a center spread. But I met Casmus, and he was a real photographer, and he met me, and he couldn't even talk. He's like, he was a bit, he literally apologized, says, I'm sorry, I was a little stunned. I didn't know you were this young, you know? Wow. And because he was, you know, they were real photographers. I never considered myself a photographer, ever.
When you said they were writing shit about you in the magazine, were they writing shit about you and they didn't even realize how young you were?
No, Stesic knew, and he was just fucking giving me shit because that's what you do on the West Side. That's what you do. People give each other shit. I mean, but also I was learning, you know? I mean, I was there though. I was in it. I'm a skater. I'm in it. I know what the fuck is going on. And people like Jay and Tony could tell me what to do. Like, Glenn, get down here, you know, and get this. And sometimes, you know, people would fly their board out at you just to fuck with you. I came from Brentwood or whatever, you know. But really it was just like to get the angles. And I'm a skater and I get it, you know. And I think I was one of the early people to get down underneath people as they're doing edgers right above me and stuff like that. Get in the pool. I knew how to move out of the way, you know, and stuff like that. But you know, they used to say shit like, you know, we're going to send Glen E. Friedman a case of pre-focused film, you know, some shit like that. You know, because or he's focused somewhere in between 3 feet and infinity, because that's what they told me to do. Because like sometimes my shit would be out of focus that I'd be sending. But you know, if you ever seen that picture of Alva at the dog bowl doing the first frontside air ever, you could all shut the fuck up now. You know what I'm saying? I learned how fine time, right? We learned. We got that shit done. We got it done.
When did you figure it out?
I figured it out pretty early. They were just fucking with me. They were just fucking with me.
What was the first camera that you invested in as far as like taking this journey?
I probably got for, you know, a birthday present or something, because I didn't have any money yet, right? It was just, I got a Pentax, and I stuck with that my whole life. I used a Pentax KM was the first camera. And then I got, for my 15th birthday, my stepfather got me a used fisheye lens, because before that I was using a screw-on lens, which you guys all know about video. You know, you know, just an adapter that's like $30.
It's got the vignetting around it and
exactly.
everything.
The adapter has a shitty vignetting. But like a couple of my published photos that people see in books, great one of Arthur Lake at Manhole, great one of Marty Grimes at Kenter, are taken with that screw-on lens. But then I got that fisheye, the real one, a Takamar, which, you know, not to get too crazy on the equipment because I've never been an equipment person. I went, it was in April, I think, of right after my birthday, I got that lens, and I got this picture. It's a kind of a well-known photo I took of Alva giving the middle finger, and he's looking right at me. And
but what do you do? Do you click it in or something instead of screwing it in?
It's a real lens. The whole lens is a fisheye. It's not like you're buying an adapter to put on a normal lens. It's an actual lens. That's the focal length.
I see what you're saying.
The focal length was 17 millimeter, and an awesome piece of glass.
Right.
And I shot that picture of Alva the first day I had that lens, and it was dark though. I missed a pool in Beverly Hills. We're fucking hopping over fences or crawling around the side of the house and doing the whole thing. And it was late in the day because it's after school and it's in the fall. So that photo's not in very good focus either, by the way. But it's like, you know, if you're a photographer, you need a lot of light to have good focus if you're going to shoot at a good shutter speed. So that picture was probably, I mean, it was dark and so it was a little soft, but it's a fucking badass shot and a great, and you know, the attitude is just there.
That's when he's flicking you off.
It's a real California bird. Just
The California, he's got the knuckles out.
That's a California thing. I learned that.
You hold it like this.
What is this? What is this one? This is the East Coast.
This is just normal.
Like, hey,
California is. I learned this. When you have the knuckles out, that's some California shit.
That's like even gnarlier.
Yeah. Am I wrong? I don't know.
No, that's like whoa, dude, this dude is mad right now. I don't know. He's got his knuckles out right now. Wow,
real thing.
Okay. But then, so I mean, you're killing it in the skate game. You know,
I'm not killing it. I'm getting a couple of photos published every month. You know, something like that. I'm still getting disrespected because I'm a kid. Okay, like other people are getting photos published more often. My shit has to. It's like, you know, my shit really has to shine to get in there. And I used to send in my pictures. I would write on it, center spread, cover, you know, all that.
No way. You would
I would write that on the edge of the film.
Okay.
I tell you, I'm like, my shit is great.
Right.
Quit fucking around, you know? And I knew it
that
was.
attitude.
And well, the thing is too, I come from the West Side with these Dogtown dudes and I'm like getting shit constantly.
Of course.
So I credit them. I mean, look at, my family has a great work ethic and that's just where I came from too. But I got toughened up by these motherfuckers.
They made you tougher.
These guys made me real tough.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I'll tell you one of the nicest moments in one of my special moments in life was at the Dogtown premiere, you know, in 2000 when the movie came out.
Mm-hmm.
I hadn't seen a lot of these guys in a while, and I did a lot on that film that I didn't get credit for. But anyways, Shogo came up to me, you know, who used to have a chip on his shoulder. A lot of guys did. And Billy Uron, you know, who's another guy. These guys were tough motherfucking guys. And when those two guys came up to me at the film, because they hadn't seen me since I was a kid.
Wow.
You know, because we all grow up skateboarding, you know.
You went your
and those
own
guys, they
ways.
came up to me and said, yo, man, we were so proud of you, man. See what you did after you took all that shit from us. And I mean, that's, you know, it makes you
meant a lot,
emotional.
yeah.
Sure.
It meant a lot because these guys, you know, they knew they gave me shit all the time. But they also looked after me too, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And for
tough
them to
love.
say, and they saw me grow up and become someone known with my photography and stuff like that,
Right.
and that they acknowledged and felt bad years later about how
Right.
much they gave me shit, but were so proud of me. That was a big.
It made up for a lot.
It was a wonderful moment for me.
Wow.
It was a special thing, and it was great. It was better than seeing the whole movie.
Yeah.
You know, in the
That's dope.
premiere and all
That's
the jumps in there.
amazing.
You know, it was good.
That's
it was a
sick.
good moment. So, but what, how do we get over to that point
Oh,
of it?
well, no, I was just kind of, because, you know, you're taking skate photos religiously,
yeah.
but then, you know, you do, you know, go into other,
That was much later, though.
Well, of
I mean,
course,
skateboarding is
but-
like 5 solid years, you know, like that's what
which
it is. And
probably
I'm in
felt like 15
Yeah,
years.
yeah. And I'm in high school, and then I'm in college. And then all of a sudden, like in my last years of high school, I started going to punk shows. And like, you guys got to understand, there were no such thing as punk shows when skateboarding started. There was just no such thing. There was no punk rock, unless you want to count the Stooges and things that we could look back on. And in hindsight, you know that MC5 and all these things were punk bands. But really, I'm just a kid. I'm not that fucking cool yet. You know, I don't know.
How are you finding out about these
Underground
groups?
shit,
Yeah.
right?
Well, you find out about punk rock because people like Steve Olson, honestly,
yeah.
and we're like involved in culture, and we just learn about different things because we're in skateboarding, right?
Yeah.
And I guess Olson started hanging out in Hollywood, and then some skateboarders were from San Francisco. I mean, we met some punk rock people early on, and it was scary. Meeting Terry Nails, who I think he lives in Venice now, or no, he lives out in the desert somewhere now. But Terry was like, he was a guy in the Stroker trucks ad. This is for all the old heads, right?
Okay.
Like Stroker trucks were before Independent came along. These guys, you know, the guys who made Independent were motorcycle dudes, and they had these trucks with suspension in them, like, which was ridiculous then. It was such a fucking gimmick and so corny and ridiculous. But this guy Terry Nails rode for them in one of those fucking long skate cars, right? You know what I mean? Like a car where you go like 50 miles an hour on a
Oh, okay,
you know,
yeah.
like one of these weird things. But Terry, we met him. Me and Wenzel Rummel flew up to San Francisco to do some shooting for Rector. Rector was the big skate company, skateboard
Pads, right?
pads.
Yeah.
And so we meet this guy, and he's got fucking black fingernails and fucking pale as fucking white piece of paper, and eyeshadow on, and we're like fucking West Side Los Angeles guys, 15 and 16 years old, and like, what the fuck is this? This is like scary.
Yeah.
Right. Like, why has he got black fingernails and like black studs on his jacket? And this is like punk rock 77, it was too early. I wasn't even ready yet. We didn't even know. But he was a skater, and he was before that, a skateboarder before he was into punk, but he played in bands and stuff like that. So, skateboarders have always had their pulse on other shit that was going down.
Sure.
And, again, you had Steve was the first.
Steve Olson.
This was the first punk who was skate punk for real, And then you had Dwayne, but that was even later. But then TA, right? Tony was like, I used to sell, before I ever got a picture published in the magazine, I used to sell boards for Tony at Paul Revere Junior High School. Like, he would get free boards from Logan Erskine, and he would sell them to me for $5, and I would sell them for 10.
Dude, we've been doing this forever.
I know. I was about to say.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a hustle.
Yeah. That was a sponsor, and it's like, or maybe he would sell them to me for 10, and I would sell them for 15. So I would sell 3 boards, and I'd get myself a board, right? And he had these shitty ass Rolls Royce wheels, they called them, because of course there were Cadillacs, but they were Rolls Royce,
right.
I would sell shit for him, equipment for him at school. And, I don't know, I don't know where I was going with that. What was the question you asked
Well,
me?
I mean, it's just funny because like throughout the decade, I mean, everybody would just sell. It was like it's just a common thing.
Yeah.
Selling
No, we're
stuff.
talking about punk. How you found about punk?
I'm punk rock. So, anyways,
Yeah.
so me and Tony are friends. Tony, anyone who knows Tony Alva, if you don't know fucking Tony Alva and you're watching this podcast, you better fucking do some research. That's all I could say. Because Tony is the original. He's Jay Adams is the original seed, but Tony Alva, to this day, I could see Tony 200 yards away skating a bank or pool, and I know that's fucking Tony's
Style,
silhouette right there.
everything,
His
yeah.
style is still fantastic. His motherfucker's 65 years old. He's the greatest. Really,
Yeah.
he is the greatest. And he's a good person too. He's a good guy. He taught us all what ego meant. I told people that before. He was an interesting cat. But so I go to Tony's house. I hadn't seen him in a couple months. This is like 1978. And Tony, he has the hair out to here. That's his trademark.
Sure.
And I go up to the house where he's living, and some guy just runs by me. Glenn, you ready? We're going soon. Whatever. I'm like, what the fuck is that? And Tony cut off all his hair. Like, oh, this shit is getting serious now. Like Tony Alva cut off all his hair, and he's got black hair. Like, that was punk rock. That
Right.
was like, this is a real changing of the fucking guards.
Damn.
And all of a sudden, people are listening to this new music because it's aggressive and loud, like skateboarding is. And that's how it happened. It was a natural fit, right? And at the same time, I was talking earlier today with Zach and Dukowski. We're like talking, it's like we're talking about Devo's first time on Saturday Night Live. Okay, this is like 1977, 78. It's fucking scary to most of America, okay? And what they're doing is ridiculous, but they're wearing Rector skate pads and a Norcon helmet, which is a hockey helmet, but some people used to skate in. They're on Saturday Night Live wearing skate equipment.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So there was
yeah.
a connection. And the music, again, is aggressive and progressive because skateboarding used to be progressive.
Sure.
Right-wingers and skateboarding, that's an embarrassment. That's disgusting and that's pathetic. I believe that to this day. But back then, there was no such thing. You know what I'm saying? People were very progressive, and that's just how it was.
Right.
And so punk rock and skateboarding was just natural, man. And so you start going to shows. And at the same time as you're like, so all of a sudden Tony's like telling me, oh, you got to listen to Buzzcocks, all these English bands. There's no internet. You got to buy the records. You got to go to a special weird fucking store in Long Beach called Zed Records to find these fucking records that are really our soundtrack. Like before that, we're listening to Ted Nugent and Led Zeppelin and Jimi Hendrix and Aerosmith.
Right.
Pre
Punk.
Run DMC days, Aerosmith,
Sure.
when they were still good, And that music was a great soundtrack when you're just carving and doing stuff. But when you're attacking the fucking coping and doing, airs and shit, fucking all of a sudden this punk rock shit is making it seems more
Speaks to you.
appropriate.
Yeah.
And it's even more your attitude,
Wow.
And at that point too, skateboarding, like, so you had the skate parks. The first skate parks are probably 76 in Carlsbad, when there was nothing in Carlsbad except for a motorcycle raceway, and they had the first skate park. They just poured some concrete in there, and it was pretty nice. And you could see pictures of that shit. And then they had one in Anaheim, second skate park called the Concrete Wave. It was right across from Disneyland. And you see these places, you guys. Nowadays, the thing that's interesting about skateboarders now, they're very, very. Skateboarders have always been adaptable, but back then, like right nowadays, you guys could skate anything.
Yeah.
Those guys, they could skate anything. And, if something was kinked, people would ride it, but they'd be like, oh, fuck this. And if it was fucked up. And so skate parks had a very short life because then the next one would be built and have a better snake run. And no one would build a pool yet until finally one was built. And it was okay. And people were stoked because you weren't getting chased out. It wasn't illegal.
Yeah. Sure.
But
So you went to shoot photos at punk concerts. Is that
So what happens is we're listening to music, and eventually I'm at a show, and I'm like, I'm gonna start taking pictures because it's like I'm seeing something that no one else is seeing again.
Yeah.
It's like when I was seeing skateboarding, I was right here in the heart of it, and I'm seeing shit that no one else is seeing. So I'm gonna start shooting and making better pictures than what's out there. And then with the music stuff, it was the same thing. I'm like, I'm right fucking here. I'm allowed on the stage. What the fuck? I'm doing it. And then, a year later, all of a sudden, it's like a lot of these guys are skaters. Like Black Flag, someone in Black Flag knows my skateboarding stuff.
Wow. So that's what made
Minor
it easy
Threat,
for you.
Minor Threat, and Henry Rollins were fucking skateboarders.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's Glen E. Friedman right there shooting pictures and wants to shoot, likes our band.
Wow.
That's sick.
So it was like again. So I'm like, and they knew I knew what I was doing.
Right.
And then people seen my pictures, and it's like,
Were there photos in magazines of these shows other than what you're doing, or like was there a place where you're looking?
Almost no place to publish photos this time.
Yeah.
And actually, I was pushing Skateboarder magazine really hard to try and get some of this shit coverage. Very little of it happened. But there was some, in the very last issue of Skateboarder, before it came Action Now, we had, or it might have even been in Action Now, actually. It might have been the last copy of Action Now. I had a Black Flag article in there. They knew it was going to be the last one.
Oh.
So they just said, fuck it.
They let you have it.
They put the bars on the front cover. But we had Jealous Again. The first night I met Black Flag personally, they gave me a copy. I said I would get it reviewed in Skateboarder. And then Jealous Again, which was, their second EP. And we got that reviewed in Skateboarder. And all those guys knew that was an audience. Skateboarder at its peak. It doesn't sound like big numbers now. But Skateboarder at its peak, July 78 issue, was like 2 pages from being hardbound. I mean, bound.
That's how, right.
Because it was always stapled still. 198 pages was a staple. 200 was glue.
Right.
So that was the biggest Skateboarder ever. Over 1 million readers in 1978. Biggest selling magazine for the Southland Corporation, period, other than porno.
Okay.
Porno sells more than anything else, right?
Were you staff for them?
I was on the masthead. No one was staff at that point. There were a couple people staff. They didn't put me on. I was on the masthead, though. I was a contributing photographer, and I had my business cards and everything like that. It was pretty dope.
Okay, cool.
And how old were you at that time? The same?
16.
16. So,
16.
Yeah, not that much happened.
Wow.
Yeah, and so I tried pushing the photos in through there, and then, there just wasn't that many places to be published then. No one cared about that shit. It wasn't on major labels. Punk rock in America was fucking punk rock. It wasn't like Sex Pistols and the big bands in Europe. They were all signed to major labels. People seem to forget that. This shit, when we talk about DIY, there was no other choice. That's the only way to do it, right? So, and I start shooting these pictures, and they're great. And I'm like trying to find places to fucking get them seen. Get them seen. And it just wasn't that easy. I mean, the fanzines were made like newspaper. There wasn't even desktop publishing yet. So it was really hard. And so and by the way, Black Flag's first album comes out, and when they have a full album, and it gets banned right away before it's even out by the record company themselves, don't want to distribute it anymore. Like they were on a major label just for this one record, they got a major distribution, and so we're like, okay, this is big news. This is like press worthy.
Why did they ban it? Just for the content of it?
Yeah, they said this is an anti-parent record. Some fucking president of the company said. It's like, whatever. It was just some stupid shit, right? It made no sense at all whatsoever. I have no idea what the fuck they were thinking. But anyways, so that's newsworthy. So being someone who's close to Black Flag at the time, I learned what you do with press, and I start sending all these photos to New York Times, Rolling Stone, all the magazines, all the music magazines. I would set up like 20 manila envelopes on the floor and stuff them with an 8x10 of Black Flag. Like, this is the band that got banned in fucking United States of America. What the fuck? And no one published anything. No one gave a shit.
They didn't publish it.
No one gave a shit. Rolling Stone never wrote about Black Flag, and they were the biggest, and because you just want to get some publicity for your shit, but no one wrote about them while they mattered. The only time when they finally wrote about Black Flag was when they were already
after the fact.
It was they were still around, but it wasn't what it was.
So you were just sending them photos. You weren't sending them an article.
I wasn't sending them an article.
You were just
but
like,
I might have a press release with it saying that they got banned or something like that, because I wasn't a writer.
Got you. Interesting. Wow. So nobody touched it. Nobody cared.
No one touched that shit.
So
I'll just say, and we're talking about the skateboarding photos too.
Yeah.
And my man right here is like, I'm telling you, I knew I had great shit. And I was writing cover on the shit and everything like that.
Yeah.
And the proof was in the pudding. Go look at my fucking My Rules book. Look at my Dog Town book. Look at my fucking photos that never got published. Like, I'll tell you how often, my man, how often people say, "Oh, I had that picture off my wall when I was a kid. That's a great shot. I love that shot."
that book
I'm like, nowadays, I'm just like, yeah, okay, whatever.
Yeah, we have the book right here.
No. Oh, that's a great book.
That's My Rules.
Thanks for having that. I didn't even notice it was there. That's dope.
Oh,
I love that book.
we got
That's
you.
a monster. That
It
motherfucker.
is big.
That shit is 8 pounds. That shit is...
we were looking through that.
There's heavy.
Yeah, it's heavy duty.
Wow.
Thanks, man.
That's incredible,
Thanks,
man.
Kelly.
It's a crazy range of photography that I personally, as a skateboarder, never seen anyone that I've known have something. A T-Buzz gone into different things, you know what I mean? But you like the OG stuff that you've brought out is incredible, dude.
Well, the thing I'm proud about in some way is that, look, no one could do what I did.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
Straight
You
up.
can't do what I did. You could do whatever the fuck you want. You
Documented
can't do
history.
what I did.
I love that.
And I mean, I was young, and I'm proud of it. And it might sound
As you should be.
egomaniacal, but I grew up with Tony Alva, so no ego's big compared to his. And you know what I'm saying? And that's just how it goes.
yeah.
And it's like, I did it, and what the fuck?
Yeah.
You can go shoot skateboarding, you can go shoot whatever the fuck you want. You can't do that. That shit is gone. And and no one, you know what I mean? But it was my life. And I'm proud of what I did, and I'm excited by what I did. It all inspires me. I wasn't a fucking voyeur. This is my life, motherfuckers. This is what I do. And I'm going to show you how I look at it. And I think things should look beautiful because that's how I grew up. It's like, you take your time.
Right.
The fucking composition on all these goddamn photos is fucking perfect in a lot of them. It's incredible. I mean, every book I have has a problem. Nothing's ever perfect.
Sure.
But there's a lot of beautiful fucking pictures,
Definitely.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is like it sounds like when you ask people like, oh, during that time, did you know something special? It really sounds like when you were doing this that you like no one's seeing this. I'm going to be the one to show this off.
Yeah, but you never knew it was going to last.
Yeah.
Fuck no. I knew it was important at the moment, and my life was to make everyone understand what the fuck I was seeing.
Yeah.
I want you to know this shit is changing my life. This stuff is keeping me alive. This is vital to me. I want it to be vital to you. So let me idealize it, make it look a little better than what it really is in some cases, right? Get a little lower with the fisheye.
Yeah.
Make LL look a little tougher than he is.
Right. Okay.
But when he's 15, he just wasn't that tough, but you make him look tough because that's what you want to put across.
Right.
And you work with the artists, and everyone respected me for the most part that I work with. All these people are my friends to this day.
Yeah.
Most all of them.
Huh.
And I mean, I could go on hours with stories, and some kids wrote on my Instagram a long time ago. There's this one band that's in there that no one even knows. These kids skaters from Atlanta, some young black skaters. So the name of the group was called Y'all So Stupid.
Okay.
And they were skaters, and we got tied together, and I went to Atlanta and shot them. But they wrote to me on my Instagram a couple of years. They said it was like working with me that day changed their lives.
Wow.
Just because they could see, they never dealt with someone with the integrity and the heart that really I wanted to help them out. I mean, and we created art together with them, and they never became big, but that photo session created some great work, and it changed their lives. So what else you can do with? I mean, as far as, and they're all artists and they're all creative people now, and it was a good thing.
How does one? I mean, how does the trajectory go though? I mean, you're going from punk concerts, and then what's the next
They're
step?
gigs. They're not really concerts, right? It's like in a little club.
Sure,
You're
sure.
In a little club. I'm saying that's a big difference to me.
Right,
You know what I mean?
okay,
You're really
I got
intimate
you.
and intimate little clubs. I never shot on, in big
Like a
stages
concert,
where you're getting in the
right.
front and you got to be out after 3 songs and this shit like that.
Sure.
And but so what happens is skateboarding, right? It's like everyone who's listening to this podcast knows how much we love skating, and skating is everything to us. And it dictated our whole lives, right? Where we were going to go. It gave us. This is how you look at the world through a skateboarder's eyes. I mean, even I know, I still have to look at a pool like no.
Sorry,
like,
we got to show this real quick.
yeah, that's one of the shots from that day.
Y'all
That's
So
right.
Stupid.
Yes,
I
Y'all So
remember
Stupid.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I remember
and
that.
actually, matter of fact, one of the kids wrote on there, how, one of the comments, what it did. That's great.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I mean that's a dope shot.
That's a
It's
good
a-
shot.
yeah, it's
you
a
can't,
dope
but
shot,
that's like
yeah.
a shot that's like I'm trying to get them to all jump in the air at the same time, and that's something that happens by accident. I mean, the way
Right.
look at the composition about his foot and how the other guy is like balanced on top of it, and his line is here and that line is there and everything, and it's the old original Sears distribution center out of Atlanta, and the other guy was too big to jump, so I just let him sit on the ground, and it's like, and you would know, and look at how his foot is just perfectly
Perfect.
placed. And like that's not, I'm trying to take a good shot of them all in the air, and there's another one where they are all three in the air, and it's dope too. But this one is magic,
that one's
man.
great.
That
That
shit
Is this
good.
their album cover? Or is it? What is this for?
What is it for?
Yeah,
it was for an album cover.
yes.
Yeah.
That's
that,
right.
I think that
Familiar.
shot. If that shot wasn't on the cover, it was another one. The one where they're all three in the air at the same time. And but this was even in the My Rules book. Yeah, that's a good shot.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's
Thanks,
great.
man. Thanks.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I can't front. I mean, I love my own work.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I love that.
I love
that.
and I care about it, and I don't shoot groups that I don't care about. I don't shoot people I don't care about. Occasionally I've shot a band that's whack, or if I'm at guys know me back in the old days at the skate contest, some motherfucker I'd just turn away. I don't like that guy's style. I don't like that kid's a fucking brat. I'm not shooting his picture.
Right.
Sometimes I shot pictures. I mean, I got a couple kooks in a couple shots, but
It happens.
it happens. You know how it goes, right? It's like, what are you gonna do? But you do your best to keep it as real as you can, and that's what I did.
I mean, it works.
I mean, the proof is in the pudding, right?
Proof is in the pudding. Yeah. And so you just go from like going on these gigs to like, how does it just progressively get bigger and bigger and bigger? Does it just like go from these little gigs to like a bigger gig? Or
no,
like, I mean, you're shooting with, I mean,
you're shooting with these
Public
awesome,
Enemy, Run I mean, like,
you're shooting with
crazy.
like a Black Flag. Going back to that, and you're sending the photos out to the people. No one's posted them yet. Where's the point where it actually the music photos start getting like published in certain or like?
But how do you even get there?
Yeah, they the truth is the punk rock stuff almost never got published. They were publishing fanzines. They weren't published anywhere until I published my own fucking books.
Right.
Oh, so you made your own books, and then
but not until '94. Much later, right? Though a lot of those photos were never seen. It's just that they just were never seen. There was no one gave a shit, and I just kept on doing it. And then, so by 1983, 84, right? 83, I produced an album. I've been in the studio with other bands, and I just say, fuck it, I'm going to produce this shit. It's my friend's little brother. Has a band, and I think they're pretty fucking good. Everyone else hates them, but I think they're pretty dope. And it's my friend Jim Muir, who looked after me when I was a little kid.
Wow.
Red Dog
from Dogtown, and his little brother, we were both at Santa Monica College together. And Mike gives me the demo tape, and I'm like, oh, this shit is great. I really like this. I'm going to help you guys. And I had my reputation in skateboarding, and I was beginning to take good music photos, but not really many people were seeing them. But I sent them, at that point I had my first album cover at Frontier Records, and I had my connections, and I said, I got this group and I really want to do it, and I know everyone hates them and no one wanted me to do it. People were saying, why are you helping these guys? And I said, this is family to me, and I love this shit. This is great. Let me just do what I got to do. And I did it, and and the shit became the biggest punk album of the 80s, all time. And we did a video for $5,000, got on MTV for 14 weeks, and they live off that fucking shit forever. I mean, whether it's not the actual dollars, but that reputation that we built for them at that point, did everything.
What was the name of the band?
Suicidal Tendencies?
Suicidal Tendencies.
Yeah.
I watched that music video the other day, and it was so, like, it tripped me out because the music back then, how it was like, it's so different than it is now. Like they're saying what's going on.
Yes.
I know it sounds like to you it's obvious, but like looking back, because that was before my time.
That's what music was.
Yeah, and it was so different. I was like, wow, but it was just awesome to know that.
And you see Nodis is in that video, and Gator is in that video, and Steve Stedham is in that video.
Wow. Yeah, there's so
and Slayer is in that video in the background, headbanging.
You made it for $5,000, and then MTV ran it for 14 weeks.
Yeah.
Wow. How did there must have been a hard barrier to break right there.
Well, it had no sense on MTV at all. The problem, what happened was that we made this great video with these video directors, and it cost us. We went on tour and got the money and did the video. And Rodney Bingenheimer, who I gave the record to, was a big guy, in music here in Los Angeles and around the world. He broke a ton of big bands, but I gave it to Rodney. I knew Rodney from the Starwood Club, and he loved the song, and K-Rock played it, and K-Rock had a KROQ radio at the time, was very big influence on MTV.
Right.
And that song was a fucking smash and it was a novelty. That's the truth. It's just a novelty, but it was good, and we made a decent video out of it. And it just stayed on there. They liked it, and it was completely out of place. There was nothing like it on there. It didn't even deserve to be on there, quite honestly. I mean, it's not a pop, nothing about it, but it was a novelty, and it worked. And and it's a great song, and it spoke to a lot of people. And I'm proud to have produced the album. But
that was the first music video you ever did?
I didn't direct. I produced the music.
Okay.
I produced the actual album with the band. And, and got them the deal and everything, because Lisa Fancher did my first album cover at Frontier Records, and she had given me that opportunity to do that because she wanted to sign a new punk rock band, and she trusted me.
Who was your first albm cover?
The Adolescents.
The Adolescents.
Yeah, and it was actually not the front cover; it was just the back cover, because I couldn't get them all to get in a photo together, so I had to shoot individual shots, which is a much stronger portrait, anyways. We can get everyone separate, right?
So once you're in that door is now open, right? Do you get more work?
Listen, motherfuckers, I'm not working. I'm just shooting.
Right.
I'm in fucking school still.
That's crazy.
I'm in school. I'm doing all this stuff. I'm in fucking UCLA at that point. I'm at Santa Monica College, got out my GPA, took a photography 1 class. I see a skater in there. He's like, what the fuck are you doing in here? I'm like, just keep it quiet. I'm
You're at community college
I'm
in
at
Santa Monica. Yeah.
Community College just to get up my GPA to go to UCLA.
I love it.
And
I
I'm
love
thinking
it.
I'm going to, and I'd been publishing Skateboarder for 4 or 5 years already, Action Now, you know, whatever. But it's not like I'm a photographer, but I'm like people coming up to me after class to ask questions. You know, and the teacher hated giving me an A because I was a fucking wise ass in the class. But, you know, we just did that, right? Just up the road here.
Were you inspired by any photographers growing up?
Just Stesic.
Just him.
Stesic was inspiring to a degree. Warren Bolster taught me Warren Bolster is the one who brought the fisheye to skateboarding.
Oh, wow.
He was a surf photographer. Warren Bolster him and Stesic are the godfathers. You know, they're the blueprint for skateboarding photography. I think, you know, I learned from them, but I loved my own stuff. I thought my shit was better than everyone's.
Yeah.
I just did. And like I said, you could look in the books and just decide for yourself. I mean, those guys take great photos, though. They had some great stuff. But I really, you know, most artists, they have a vision and they want to express that. They want other people, and I want people to see my vision because I think what I'm seeing, I'm showing what I really want to show. I want you to understand what I'm seeing. This is inspiring me. And that's, you know, that's what it is, right? And I want to share that with people. All my fucking photography, all this work that I do to this day is just to inspire other people to their own greatness and to looking at things different ways and just having, you know, just making shit count, making shit real, making shit people care.
I love that.
Because a lot of people don't fucking give a fuck.
It's
You know,
true.
you see people, these other photographers, you know, some people you mentioned sometimes, people work for these corporations and shit that fucking suck. These people fucking commodify skateboarding. They destroy what we built. When I was one of the people who helped build some of this shit.
No doubt.
And you got this fucking shit-ass brand that fucking boutiqueified skateboarding. Teaches
Right.
people, what do? You fucking fold shirts, you asshole. Fuck you. It's for real. And you know, when people go out and buy this fucking brand when they steal all their credibility from our activity. And or even worse, from celebrities. They put celebrities in their shirts and shit like that. I don't like to mention this scumbag brand by name.
Okay.
But you know, people work for them. You fucking ride for them. You're a fucking chump. You're a sucker. You don't know nothing about integrity. You don't know anything about keeping it real. I understand you have to make a living,
Right.
but you have to find another way because you're supporting the fucking devil. You're supporting some shit. People are stealing from our culture.
No doubt.
Oh, you're going to build a ramp or a fucking little shit. That's fucking pennies compared to what they fucking get off those kids waiting in line like fucking suckers buying stupid shit so they could fucking resell it or whatever. It's fucking, they're creating little baby capitalists. You know what I'm saying? People just, it's all about money and you're fucking falling into that trap, that shit ass trap of fucking commodifying a culture that's so amazing, so great, and you're a fucking sucker. Sorry, guys.
No, you're good.
I just
You gotta
can't-
say what you
I
feel,
love it.
man.
I can't
Yeah.
stand that shit. It's what I live. It's
Yeah.
not just what I fucking feel. And it's
Yeah.
like, and that's why my pictures speak to people because it's what I fucking really feel and what I live, you know? And I think more people need to care about more shit.
Right.
You know,
Well, we're in the age of. It's such a different age right now.
Man, yeah, no
you know,
doubt.
you know, people don't get it. Like, why are you so angry about that? It's like, I built to create something real and beautiful and special. We all skate. We love skating. You know, if Kenter was there, I would have skated there this weekend. You know, I'm 60 years old and I'm not that good. But that ride to me,
Right.
or riding Revere, I'm a little scared to drop in at Revere now because
They're
I'm
bigger.
they're
They're
tall
bigger.
bands.
I'm
Yeah.
saying I've done it.
Right,
I've done it.
right,
I
right,
did it
right.
not long ago. But right now, you know, I'm just at that point. I don't skate that much anymore. So I'm a little scared to ride that. But that place was great.
Yeah.
It was great. And if you saw the old shots from Super Session where people used to go underneath those fucking 300-pound benches as a tube and you smack your head on the top of that, you are fucked.
You're done.
But I'm saying again, we're all skateboarders, and that's why I'm fucking in this room. You know, people don't understand. Sometimes I did a little interview with Skate John.
Oh yeah,
It's
Philly.
like a zine.
Sure.
Yeah, Philly zine.
Why not, man?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
keeping it real.
Absolutely.
You know, you gotta support people real. But then
100%.
other people ask me to do some shit, you know, here or there, and like, you know, dude, I got an invitation the other day to shoot some band, and they told me they had to own the shit or something like that. First of all, I don't shoot bands that much anymore. I shoot bands that I like.
Okay.
You know, and I'll do it, and everyone needs to make a living.
Sure.
And you know, and I could have been a lot more wealthy than you know, I could have had a lot of money if I took a lot of jobs. But these fuckers, I couldn't believe that they used to be a punk band. I won't mention them by name, and they still are kind of. And their manager or something, I said, "Are you really approaching me and you want to own my pictures? You want to own the whole session? You want to buy out? Did you just hear what you said?" I'm not fucking selling out. I don't sell my fucking session. I don't give a fuck what you're doing. And a lot of these photographers, younger guys that are famous, there's a lot of nice guys who are photographers. But they don't give a fuck. They just want the money. They don't care about the label. They don't have no fucking integrity. They're rich. They got families. I get it. But yo, you are fucking watering down the real. Okay?
Right.
I came here again because I know you guys are, from what I've seen, this is a real space right here.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
You guys are skateboarding, you know? I mean, fuck it, man. People, it's like, oh, fuck Friedman. He's a, commie, whatever, asshole, big mouth, vegan, fucking bitch, whatever. I don't care, I don't really care. It's like, that's good. I'm proud of all those titles, But it's like, how about just everyone start caring a little bit more and not just giving in? Because you could do it. If you want to fucking drive a Rolls Royce, maybe you gotta sell out. You gotta do some shit. But you could live fine. You could do good. Just mean it. Just fucking mean what you do.
Yeah.
Care about what you fucking do, and let the rest take over from there. You know what I'm saying? These people, they got they're gonna shoot for Nike or do this or do that. And not that we don't have great friends who skate for Nike. I love Lance Mountain. I love him. He's one of my favorite people on the planet, and he skates for them. That's fine. And there's other companies that are whack. But there's certain people. If you're wearing that gear, you're not even coming into my show.
Seriously.
I made people throw that shit in the garbage before they come in the door.
No, you did, really?
I swear on my life.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't play.
You don't play.
I don't play like that. That shit is whack. And those people stole from me.
That's one thing.
There you go.
They stole from me, and then they're unabashed about it. And like, okay, you tough. You think you want to be gangster? Fuck you. You can't buy what I have. You could fucking buy a lot of shit. You could be worth $1 billion. I don't give a fuck. I know you're fake.
Damn.
Right?
Yeah. No, speak your
How-
truth,
how
man.
you-
Yeah.
how you gonna-
Call it-
how you
Call it how you see it.
How you gonna? But how you gonna argue with that?
You can't.
You can't at all.
You can't.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So it's like and everyone goes through tough times. I got friends now. I see friends on people go crazy when they get older. They don't have their money. They find religion. They find conspiracy theories. They find this or that.
Sure.
And you know what? I just want everyone to find themselves and to be happy too. I do. And even those people who do feel as though they have to sell out, you got to do what you got to do.
Right.
But sometimes I'm going to call you out. And other times if I feel sorry for you, I'm not even going to call you out. Because I'm too old to get in a fight. And I don't want to upset people. And I that much. I really don't. I'm too old for that shit now. That's like, going to protests and breaking windows and shit. I'm happy to. That shit is fun as hell to do. But I'm 60 now. It's like I don't need to go there right now. And I think that I am a friendlier person than I was when I was younger.
Do you think that there? I'm just asking this question. Just was there a point where you did feel like you did that and you were like, I'm never doing that again, or has it always been you felt that way?
What way?
Like the way you're talking about, like do what you mean and that's it. Like be real.
Oh, wait, that's the only way I could do it my whole life.
Yeah, like there wasn't.
No. We'll bring it back to skateboarding.
Yeah.
I was hanging out with Jay and Tony and these and Chogo and Plumer and all these motherfuckers. I came from the nice side of town. I couldn't be fake. I get my ass kicked. It's as simple as that. It just I couldn't lie because I would get caught out there and I would get whooped.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's kind of so.
You learned early on.
In that realm, it just kind of like that's how I kind of had to be in order to keep staying where I was at. Because I already had things stacked against me, in that cool area. I wasn't cool, you know what I mean? I mean, now I feel like I can't even be touched. I know so much cool shit. You know what I'm saying?
That was fucking amazing.
But you know what I'm saying? It's like, but I was working hard. I was trying to do what I had to do. And, and I learned, lying and being full of shit
Don't work.
I see people who do that, and I don't want to be like that.
Right. Integrity.
Straight up.
It's all about integrity.
Yeah.
That's how I autograph that book every time. I just write integrity across the front page.
There you
That's
go.
it. Integrity has always been my touchstone, and that's what it is. And and no one's perfect. I shot a couple bands for some friends that I don't love the bands, but my friend asked me, and they pay me well, whatever. And it's like, and I don't see it, and like, okay, I shot this, or someone just comes to you and they're good people, and you're like, okay, I'll do this,
Sure.
But I'll tell you, I told the story, I think it was yesterday, telling a friend of mine, I had the last roll of Kodachrome film. And there's an article in Skateboarder, if your man can find it. It's on my website, actually, I think, in the archive there. Okay. But I wrote an article for Skateboarder for the last roll of Kodachrome. And this is for photography people, whatever. And I really wanted to shoot my last, because it was a discontinued film, and it was the last day they were ever going to process it. You can't do it at home.
Oh, wow.
It was a monopoly on that processing. It was just Kodak could do it, but they licensed it out to some other people. So I was going to write an article for Skateboarder on my last roll of Kodachrome, since Skateboarder was my first place of publishing, and this is like the 90s. Skateboarder, Thomas Campbell editing, or whoever it was editing. Maybe it was James, Jamie Owens at that point. I don't remember who it is. What a great guy.
Jamie
Owens.
Owens.
Yeah.
He's
awesome.
He's great.
Cool as fuck.
He's the best.
I see that cover right there of Closer Magazine. That shot was dope.
Yeah.
That might be one of the greatest skate photos of like a street thing, because I'm not a street photographer, but that shit in the garbage can.
That was amazing. Matt Price.
Yes.
Matt Price
Matt,
shot that.
props to you, kid.
Yeah.
It's a good
He
one.
captured a great
Did you
shot
see how
there.
he did it?
Yes, I did.
Yep.
I saw the video before I saw the shot.
Same here. I saw the video of him put with the little stick.
That was great. But where was I? I was just about to finish it.
The monochrome or whatever that's
the
called.
Kodachrome article.
Kodachrome.
So what happened was I wanted to shoot my last thing of Jay Adams, because it was my first published photo too. Jay got hurt and he wasn't around, so I couldn't do it. So I invited the Olsons down to Venice Skate Park. I'm like, look, dude, it's Christmas. I'm here with my kid. I got to shoot you guys. And this is my last roller coaster. I'm just going to shoot it now. It's not going to be as great as it was.
Okay.
But I'll just shoot them. And just because it's not as great, because it's not where I grew up with Dogtowners, right? But it was in Venice and whatever. And Steve is one of my all-time greatest best friends. So one of the best people I know.
Yeah.
I love Steve.
100%.
And his kid is great too.
Yep.
They're great. But I'll tell you, man, that kid had a fucking sticker on his board that day. I said, you got to take that shit off your board, because I will not photograph you. And this is my last roll of Kodachrome. And I am not doing it. And you have a chance. You have a chance to be. I'm doing an article right now, and I'm going to and I never shot pictures of him skating before. I said, look, man, I know what the fuck I'm doing. You don't want to fuck around right now. And he didn't take.
Steve's probably just laughing.
Steve is laughing and loving every minute of it. He says, Glenn, you're fucking crazy.
I know.
And so eventually, the kid's still skating, and he asked his dad, he's like, is he serious? Glenn is always serious. Glenn is not fucking around. And eventually, I'm telling you, I was on shot 35 of that fucking roll of 36, and the kid finally took that sticker off the board, and we got a dope shot.
One shot left.
I actually, the last 3 shots in the roll, it's like 35, 36, and stretched to 37.
Wow.
And I think the one that published might have even been shot 37, and you should bring it up. It's a dope
But this is
photo.
on your website.
If you look at Skateboarder magazine, like in the 90s or something like that, it was an article on Kodachrome.
Okay.
You could even type in my name in Kodachrome and Skateboarder or something like that. But and there was also a shot of Jesse Martinez, who I wouldn't have to worry about having any bullshit on his board. And but it's a great shot. It's a good shot, and I like it. And it was, I shot other skate photos since then, but not that much.
You took that with Steve Alex at the Venice in the pool.
And not in the pool, on the skate. I was shot Steve in the pool, and this was on that that run right at the opening of the park, whatever you want to call it.
Run,
The snake run right there. Yeah, it's a nice little shot.
Sick.
It's a nice shot. It's like a page and a half in Skateboarder. It came out really good, and I'm really I wrote some nice words. I'm not a great writer, but I could occasionally put the pen to paper and get it done. And but that's just one of those examples where like sometimes people say I'm too serious, too cocky, whatever.
Yeah, but you stand for what you believe in,
I
and
love that.
it's the
100%.
integrity, and you don't take the bullshit.
Yeah, whether you agree or not, I think it's a fucking great place to stand. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta keep your truth, and but you also, more people gotta call out bullshit when they see it. Because that's how we end up with the crap that we get in this world. If people don't point shit out sometimes,
That's so damn
Sure.
true.
you got to stand up for your shit.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's unpopular and it's uncomfortable. And sometimes people just don't want to be that aggro fucking person pointing it out, But sometimes you really got to just do that shit,
That's so true,
Because
man.
shit is ugly in this world, man. You got to stand up for your brother who's getting disrespected when he shouldn't be. I've done that my whole life. I remember being in first grade when MLK got shot. And my best friend was Native American. And he got his hair cut, and they shaved off all his head. And they said, take that, Mohican, or some shit like that to him. You know what I mean? And I'm like in first grade seeing this. So I grew up in one of the first fully integrated school systems in the country when I grew up in New Jersey before I moved to California. First grade, I'm talking about. But this shit, it gets in your head.
For sure.
And, not all us kids that grew up in the 60s and, or born in that era, I grew up more in the 70s, but I was born in 62. It's like, that's a shot. What do you think, guys?
I think it's a
great
It's a lot better without that bullshit sticker on the bottom, right?
Wow.
That's a dope shot.
That's a great shot.
That's awesome.
It's a nice shot. It's good style.
His style's
He's a great kid. I love Alex.
He's good.
He's a good
Yeah,
kid. He's a
great.
good kid.
The whole family
But
is
he
amazing.
just didn't understand.
Right.
And like they don't.
Did you explain it to him? Did you try to
that generation just don't get it, and they don't understand. Like and I even had a talk with Beatrice, who's a wonderful young lady, and my friends over at Juice, who I love them too, know, and I was just like, I can't contribute to that issue. If you put that on the cover of your magazine, they've never done anything for you. They never gave a fucking ad in your magazine. You need to fucking Photoshop that bullshit logo out. Or I can't give you any photos in that issue. I'm sorry. That's how it goes.
So you just strictly don't want any logos on the boards?
That particular company.
That particular
brand. Okay.
And if it was some other shit, if it was like a Donald Trump sticker or something, I'd say, get the fuck away from me.
Right.
And there's some right wing racist, any fucking hateful shit. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Totally.
Fuck you, And as far as I'm concerned, that commercial shit, that shit that stole from our culture, that these kids stand in line to buy that crap, that stuff is so offensive to me. And how kids get sucked into it it just gets to my core of how bad it is and how they don't even realize it. And how people work for them. Some people that you respect and, you talk about that they like, oh, well, those are my friends, or, oh, they pay my bills or whatever. And I understand Beatrice, a young lady, a woman of color, and she's great. She's one of, but they're one of her sponsors and they should do it. I'm like, okay, just, hopefully you'll grow out of that one day. And she's young, she's got to learn. I sent her a copy of my book because I was so impressed with her and how she, just for her to understand the roots and where stuff comes from. Right, and I didn't even argue with her. She's a young person. She'll learn on her own and she don't know any better. But some motherfuckers know better and they just take that loop. And that's whack. And me and Mark Gonzalez, we were in a fight for years. Mark, he would always come to my house wearing some of their shit. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? It's like, just don't wear it to my house. You really do you really think they care about you? Do they know your kids' names? Do they fucking hang out with you? Well, are they paying you that much? I hope they are. And then we didn't, and Mark just hated me for a couple years. He was really mad at me. No, because we had this discussion a lot, but then there was one time that just broke the straw that broke the camel's back. And but we recently reconnected. And I realized, look, he's such a good friend, and he's everyone's got their issues. And whatever, I got to just overlook it with Mark because Mark is Mark, and and no one's perfect, and he couldn't quite. Some people just can't quite grasp your level of integrity and how things are important to you. I got a big heart. I care a lot about a lot of shit, and some people just don't get it. They think that I'm trying to be, a fascist with my beliefs. I'm just really hardcore about what I'm thinking, and just want to be bossy or be a dick or whatever they want to think. It's not that. I really fucking care about shit, and I want shit to be correct. And it's my opinion. Yeah, what else am I going to know but my fucking opinion and other people's and what I read and what I study and what I understand and my experiences in life.
Exactly.
Anyways, we went down a long fucking road, but I'll tell you, it went from skateboarding to punk rock was a natural progression because what happened. The older guys, so skateboarding kind of took a downturn.
It dipped
because of the skate parks, because of businesses. There was this thing called the wide board revolution. And all these skateboard companies had 7-inch wide boards. And all of a sudden, Dogtown came out with a 10-inch wide board. And they had millions of boards in warehouses. Shitty boards. And people just dropped out of business. There was not, because no one, as soon as that Dogtown board came out, and then a couple other companies put them out, Santa Cruz was able to adapt fairly quickly because they were so big, NHS, right? But most of them they just ate shit. And so between that and the insurance issues with skateboarding, parks, skateboarding had to go back to the streets. And
a lot of parks shut down.
And it just went on a serious. I mean, people. Tony Hawk's first contest he ever won. He probably won like $400 or $300 at the most. First place.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of money early on, right?
You know what I'm saying? It just disappeared. And even before that, even when it was big, it wasn't that big. It was maybe $1,500. You know, but. Yeah, it went down to like nothing. You'd have empty stands at a contest. It was sad. And kids were ripping. Kids were really riding good. But skateboarding went down, and all of a sudden this music, we were getting older. We were fucking kids. Let me tell you something. I'm going to skip back for a minute.
Please do.
Dog Bowl, 1977, fall. Tony Alva's 21st birthday. Tony Alva's turning 21. Do you guys even remember 21? 21's a long time ago. I'm just saying, professional skateboarders, 21. 21 was old motherfucker. He was old.
We're talking retiring old.
It's retiring old.
Yeah.
He's starting his own brand now. Alva Skates. He's not in contests anymore. He's going to be a brand. He's going to be a skateboard company. And that was it. I always fucking freak out about that when I see these guys like Pedro and even Omar Hassan and these guys. And even Tony, but mostly those guys, because those guys, Pedro and I don't know how old Pedro is, but
he's like in his 20s, I would say.
Oh, is he that young?
I would say late 20s or maybe 30.
I thought he was older. But anyways, he's someone who's impressed me when I see some guys. He's rad. He's just super, all those Brazilian guys, he's from Brazil, right? When I'm telling you in the 70s, the Brazilian guys were the only guys who like impressed me from around the world. Like any other, I didn't give a shit about Northern California except for Rick Blackheart, a couple people. But the Brazilian kids, when you would have a rare chance to see someone from another part of the world, those guys had style and they fucking ripped like they meant it.
Yeah.
Like Dogtowners did, right?
No doubt.
Well, Brazil has a lot of heart, dude. It's everyone there. Just,
Kelly, what the fuck are we talking about all the time? We're having fun here. But Tony at 21 is like, I'm amazed. My point is that I'm amazed that professional skateboarders, it's like they're adults.
Yeah.
You have to understand, most of my pictures that I took that people know about, I was still in school. Right? If not, college, high school and college.
It's crazy.
My hip hop stuff, even this picture of LL is at UCLA. I was in UCLA, my 5th year at UCLA. I went 6 years, I never graduated. And by this time, I was still I was living off campus. And then I was in academic probation for whatever reason, and Def Jam started blowing up so much that I just eventually just left school and moved to New York.
But how did you get in with them, like Def Jam and everything?
Okay, so briefly, I quit working for Suicidal Tendencies, being their manager.
Okay.
And I trying to get into schoolwork. This is 84. And so, because there was some weird shit going on. And even though I feel as though I was responsible for a lot of that success, besides the songs being great, of course. But, you always know it takes a lot more than just fucking great songs to become successful. And so I quit, just stopped that. And about 6 months later, these kids that I met in New York like 3 years before are coming out to LA on tour, opening up for fucking Madonna.
Okay.
And they used to be a punk rock band.
And
they didn't know anybody else in Los Angeles besides me. And I was just getting into this hip hop shit. Like hip hop to me, and I know I was one of the first people to say it, was the fucking black kids version of punk rock. And I was feeling it. I was listening to that shit, and some of my racist punk rock friends or associates were like, what the fuck are you listening to? I'm like, I like this. This is cool to me. I'm feeling it, And so these guys come out and they're on the tour and they've never been to LA and they're like, oh, Glenn, will you take us to the Galleria and all this? I'm like, I am not going to the fucking Valley.
The Galleria.
No. Because
Sherman Oaks Galleria.
Because they've seen Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Yeah. Spicoli.
And they love that
good.
shit. So I took them down to KXLU.
Okay.
Right? And to get them on the radio there on Adam Baum's show. And, then we're just driving around. They're on fucking Madonna's tour. And we're talking about the Beastie Boys. And I'm into rap music. And they're fucking rappers now. And as corny as they were at the moment, I knew these kids. I had one of my previous girlfriends grew up with them. And so I knew them pretty well. I showed them all around LA. We drove all around. I didn't go out to the Valley. I let them do that on their own. Because I was from the West Side. You can't do that.
It's a whole day adventure.
Fuck the whole day. I'm not going to the fucking Valley. Okay? Not back then. I was still too, insecure, too much of a West Sider to think that I could go there and even know where that is. But, we did used to have to go to Val Surf to get our road riders.
There you go.
Shout out
Gotta
to Val
come to the Valley for something.
Some cute girls out there. We used to, so anyways, so the Beastie Boys come out, and I had just quit working with Suicidal about 6 months before that, and I was getting back into my school books a little bit, and I had a fucking best time ever just hanging out with them, and it was hip hop, and this is the new shit, and I'm like feeling it, because punk rock was getting a little generic, kind of like skateboarding went down. punk rock was kind of going down by 84. It was like all sounding a lot alike. There were still some great groups, but things were changing. Black Flag lost their original bass player, and I just wasn't feeling him as much anymore.
Okay.
And I love Dukowski, and to this day, I saw him earlier today. It's one of my great influences, a great friend, a great, wonderful human being. When he left the band changed. It was the heart. I still love Henry. He's great. Can't deny any of the talent of any of the players later. They were all incredible. I just didn't feel it the way I felt it when Dukowski was in the band. And a lot of punk rock. And my own experience was Suicidal. I wasn't going to move away from it, but it was pushing me away. And all of a sudden, hip-hop starts coming up, and I'm feeling this shit. Run-DMC's first album is incredible. And then, and I start listening to these records. So the Beastie Boys come out. I make these great photos with them. I'm so inspired. We fucking just shoot photos for the fuck of it, have fun. KXLU, I get them on the radio. I take them up to Malibu, where I was living one summer at Coral Beach. They're standing on the back of their Lincoln Continental, rent a car. We get these great photos of this band that no one knows who they are. No one gives a shit. I'm shooting great photos of them. And the record label, though, at the time, the management wanted me to shoot pictures of them with Madonna. Madonna wouldn't shoot a photo with us. She just wouldn't pose. Huh. I'm like, she's like, well, why do you want to shoot a picture of me with them? I'm like, because I want them to be famous like you, of course. And she said, that's not very funny. Okay, whatever.
She wouldn't strike a pose.
But she wouldn't strike a pose. This was her first tour, by the way.
Okay.
Amphitheater, at the, whatever it was, Universal Amphitheater.
Oh.
And so they played like 3 nights there or whatever. And so we start taking pictures, me and the Beastie Boys, like with Gene Simmons, Billy Idol,
how are you,
Rob Lowe.
How?
They are backstage at Madonna's show.
Got you.
Okay.
And no one knows who the fuck they are. And we're just let's just do this. Just to fuck with people, just having fun. And all those pictures in that My Together Forever book, that we took that night. There's a whole section just with the silly celebrity photos we did, just goofing on people, and they didn't know.
Okay,
right?
okay.
And then I also shot those great photos of them, the portraits and the shots all around. And in that Together Forever book, if you're a fan of the Beastie Boys, you got to get that book. And a lot of those, and so we send the pictures back to New York, and Rick Rubin and Russell Simmons, and they see them, and they've never seen anything like that before. Like I fucking, I'm a skateboard photographer. I'm a skateboarding photographer. Then all of a sudden, Run DMC come to town with Rick and Russell, and of course they're going to have to shoot with me. They want to get photos like I shot of the Beastie Boys, and everyone is just loving my photography. They've never had anyone shoot the way I shoot at that time. There was no good quality photography in hip hop yet. There was later stuff, guys come along. There was these other photographers that shoot in the studio and make shit look nice. No one shot like me, And then I'm shooting Run DMC one day down there on Wilshire by their hotel. It's after they did American Bandstand the first time, and Ice-T happens to be walking by because they're hanging out at the hotel because all the artists from the Fresh Fest tour are staying there, and everyone's just hanging. And Ice-T sees me and he thinks, "Oh, this guy, I need to work with. This is the motherfucking man right here," because he's working with Run DMC.
Right.
And then and then later on, I meet Ice at a club. I see him somewhere or something like that. And we just start rapping, and me and Ice are great friends to this day. He is one of the greatest, most realist dudes. The fact that he fucking got on the Hollywood Walk of Fame just the other day.
Oh, wow.
He got a star there.
Good for him.
I got a little shout out from Chuck D said that Ice-T, when they first met, Ice-T said to him, yeah, we both have a good friend in common. He shot both of our first album covers.
No way.
And he said, Glen E. Friedman. I was like so psyched. I thought it was great. That Chuck D said that on Hollywood Boulevard at Ice-T's award. I just saw it online. It was great. It was really funny.
So is word just getting out though? Like when Ice-T sees you, right? How does he know who you are? How does he know that he needs to work with you at that point in time? Like, is it
you're with the other people?
Yeah, is it because of like Russell Simmons, and is it because of the Beastie Boy photos?
I don't know exactly how that all. So what happened was that there's this magazine called BAM Magazine, and it's a Bay Area music, but they had a LA version that was taken. That's the first day I ever shot a picture of Ice-T.
Damn. Look at that.
And it was that exact shot. He picked out something good this time, right? So, I mean, this is great. I got Ice to do this a couple years ago. You got to hear this with sound. Play this later. Don't play this now.
Oh, play it later?
Yeah, I mean, if you could hear the sound right now.
Yeah, we can hear it. But let me, there we go.
It's Ice-T.
Yes.
I want to wish everybody a wonderful, wonderful motherfucking holiday. All right? Have a good one, you cocksuckers.
That's my man. I just walked up to Ice. I said,
Amazing.
Ice, I just want to do this thing. Just tell everyone to have a Merry fucking Christmas. And he's filming for SVU right there under the arch 2 years ago.
Wow.
And I said, just do this for me. And we just did that. And
I love it.
that shit went viral. It was great.
I love it.
And but so BAM Magazine, they're doing an article. I got this article because I know people in press because of stuff that I was doing, my photography with music stuff. So Bay Area Music Magazine, which it was given away for free, several tens of thousands of issues in LA also. And they were doing an article.
Wait. You're going too quick. Who's back there?
Oh, that's a Beastie Boys shot with David Lee Roth and Sean Penn, though. You could click on that one right there. That was
That's a Sean Penn.
that
Amazing.
was at Madonna's gold record party.
Okay.
Right? And fucking, if you read, look what fucking David Lee Roth said on his caption there.
I was so hammered here, I thought I was taking a picture with Josie and the Pussycats. David Lee Roth.
That's a great fucking quote. I didn't even get that. He put that on his own website years later, and I just snatched it from there because it was my photo. And Sean Penn is like busy courting Madonna at this point.
Wow.
Right? And like, and they're like, who the fuck are these kids? They were the opening band, and they just took a picture with us. This is like at the gold, her first gold record party. And even at that party, you will not find a picture of her. She didn't want people taking her picture. She got up so big, so famous. I think she was very insecure. Because when I first saw her at that show, I was like, I saw her doing sound check, and I'm like, is that her sister? She was like a short little chubby girl. I was like, wow, that's, I didn't realize that was actually her, Madonna. So I'm sure she was insecure at that point. Once people get famous, they get them straighten their shit out. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyways, Ice-T,
Yeah.
they did this article for BAM on the Def Jam art. It was LL Cool J, Run DMC, and Beastie Boys. And they said for the LA edition, let's get a picture of Ice-T. So they asked me to do this picture of Ice-T, and that's when we finally met in person.
Got
And I
you.
shot this picture this day right outside his house, right by the 101. Mm-hmm. And from then on, it's like, when it came time for him to do an album and stuff, of course he wanted me because he saw I did LL Cool J's album covers and Run DMC covers and whatever else, and Public Enemy's first album cover, and and it was all history.
Like, was there one like when you're taking a photo, was there just one time where you're like, I can't believe I'm here with these people. Like, I can't believe I'm here doing this. Like, I'm sure they were all just amazing moments, but was there like one in particular that you were like, this is crazy?
No, because whenever I shot people, it was never that big yet.
It was right before they
It was
got big.
before everyone got big. I think I helped. I was at that moment, to help people get to that
okay.
point. I never thought that, I've been in some instances where it was scary and it was wrong, or I was in a difficult spot, but I was never like in awe of the moment, like I'm here with these stars or something.
Right.
Because no one was really that
They
big
were
of a star.
pre-stars.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. And even when I was shooting Run DMC, I was like, I didn't think that because they were so down to earth and they were a couple years younger than me, just like 2 years younger than me or something. But I just felt like, I can't believe I'm here because like I'm in it now. I'm like, I'm in with fucking Run DMC. And they hadn't blown up like super big yet, but they were just on the verge of that. And I was just like, I'm good. But when I shot Public Enemy's first album cover, or when I met Public Enemy, and I knew Chuck D and them before the group even really happened, right? They had a demo, and it wasn't called Public Enemy yet. It was called Chucky D. Mm-hmm. And I knew that doing their album cover when it came time to doing that, and they wanted me. They saw my fanzine, my punk fanzine. They worked in record stores. Those guys knew my shit because they knew everything. They were record store guys, Hank and Chuck.
Okay.
Bomb Squad. And but I thought to shoot their album cover, it was a given because we were friends. And I'd already shot Run DMC, and they knew I was the man. They saw my work. They wanted to be down. Yeah. But more than that, Public Enemy was overtly political, which was more up my stream.
Got you.
But coming from Black Flag and Ted Kennedy's and Meyer and all that, and when it came time to shoot their album cover, when we knew we were doing it, I said, this is going to be like shooting the Clash's first album cover. Like, this is not that that's a good shot or anything. I'm just saying it's an important photograph in time that I think is going to be important, and that's what we did, And I that was as close to that moment that you're asking me about. Where I felt like this is something that I know is going to be important. It's going to be good. But everything else I kind of just took in stride. I just did it, and I just always did what I felt and tried to make things look as cool as I could, And but most of the stuff, like Kelly was asking, you just don't know. Once it's an album cover, like LL Cool J's bad album cover, It's like, okay, the shot was used. It's done. That's it.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not worrying about the negative. It's fucking on the album cover. It's immortalized forever.
Yeah.
But 20 years later, it's like, where the fuck is my slide?
Right.
And it's gone. Like a lot of your most famous shots are just disappeared.
Yeah.
Public Enemy's first album cover and the back cover, One day came in an envelope like 2 years later. I mean, a regular fucking envelope. And they were cut. The negatives were cut. It wasn't a strip. And they were mounted, put in a slide mount as negatives, which is wrong, right? And no letter, no wrapping, nothing. Just sent back to my mom's address or something like that. And I'm like, thank goodness I got those back.
Yeah.
You know, and like, so a lot of stuff was lost. That's when I started making the books, when I realized like a lot of stuff is lost and I need to, you know, some of my very best photos, you know, I shot pictures of the Germs at their very last show. And any picture that anyone's ever seen of mine of the Germs are the leftovers. The very best photos of Germs are all lost. I sent them to a magazine and they got lost.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So anything, I've got some good pictures of Germs. They're okay, but the best ones are all gone.
Wow.
Which is really scary and sad. And that's, again, you know, I had, friends come over one day and help looking through my files, want to see some photos. Like, you got to start doing something with these pictures, and then, you know, and that's where Fuck You Heroes kind of, you know, I wanted to do that for a long time, and I shopped it to a lot of different people. No one wanted to publish it. I ended up publishing myself 3 years later.
Wow.
You know, and Henry Rollins Book Company distributed it for me.
Okay.
And that thing was a monster. It sold really, really well because there was nothing like it at the time.
Sure.
And then all of a sudden there's a lot of more alternative culture books, but at the time there was nothing like that, and with the word fuck on the cover too.
Yeah.
You know, but I was really proud of that. And the first printing is horrible because I didn't know how to make a book, and there's a lot of problems with it, even though there's 10,000 copies, which is a humongous amount of photo books.
Yeah.
Photo books do not sell a lot. People don't understand. It's not a money-making thing necessarily, but we made a little bit of money. I mean, enough to pay my phone bills every month or something like that.
Okay.
But, you know, it wasn't real, but it's, that first printing of that. But you know, what was important about that on this skate show is to know is that, you know, I included Dogtowners who people kind of forgot about, and skateboarding in this book with these musicians that their records kept going.
Yeah.
And their records are big and they still inspire people, but everyone kind of forgot. Unless you're an old timer, you didn't know about Dogtown and that shit. If you were a skateboarder born in the 80s or even started in the 80s, you did not know. So I put them on the same level as Minor Threat and Black Flag and Run DMC and BDP and Rakim and Eric B, you know. And so, because they were important to me. And the thing is all these cultures, it's about attitude, right? And they had that similarity. And everyone was like, oh, could you make them in separate books? Like, why don't we do a skate book? Why don't we do that? Well, now it's obvious. But back then, people didn't want to publish it unless I would do 3 volumes or a music volume and a skate volume. And I just stuck to my guns.
You didn't want to do that.
I stuck to my guns and just like, this is how it's going out. This is the title. This is what it is. And I did it on my own, out of my own pocket, and just fucking made it happen, you know?
Wow. How many did you eventually sell?
I can't tell you the numbers, but it went 5 printings until what I did when Fuck You Heroes was about to be, I was going to either reprint it, but Fuck You 2, which was like a follow-up with like more of a scrapbook, like just all my shit, even the bands that I didn't love, that like pictures of good bands, but that weren't the heroes.
Okay.
Fuck You Heroes was a really special group of people.
Got you.
That I think really inspired, you know, a lot of people are very, very special leaders of the culture and people who inspired me at the time. And Fuck You 2 was more like a scrapbook and had a lot of other great bands, but just people who weren't up on that pedestal that I want. But this book is really, it's Fuck You Heroes and Fuck You 2. All the best shots from both books are in here.
My rules.
In my rules, yeah.
Right.
And that is, and plus about 30% of stuff that no one's ever seen. Plus it's fucking 10, 15 years later, it's printed better than ever and bigger than ever. So a lot of people are like, oh, I want Fuck You Heroes. You know, it's like $300 online. Don't buy it.
Seriously?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. You don't need Fuck You Heroes. You've got this.
My rules.
And you like trying to outsell your old stuff.
No. I mean, it's because of the title. It's Fuck You Heroes. It's a classic special book, right?
Yeah,
I mean, and you know, so anyways, but I just want people to know they're not missing much. Really, they're missing very little. And in fact, everything looks better in this book.
And
there's a lot more in there. You know, it's like I said, it's the best of those 2 books, and just about virtually everything in Fuck You Heroes is in there, and then a bunch of stuff from Fuck You 2 is in there.
How many books have you done? Like 4 or 5?
About 12.
12?
Yeah, I've got a lot of books.
Wow.
I've got I mean, Fuck You Heroes was my first hardcover book.
Okay.
Then The Idealist was like an art book, an aesthetic, but there's some skate shots in there.
Okay.
Who was the one guy that you guys would know? I shot this guy at Marseille really early on. And that's actually where I met Jake Phelps the first time. But anyways, I forget the skater's name right now.
Bowl skater, street skater?
Well, everyone was a bowl skater that I ever knew, so I didn't really know many street skaters.
Well, you know some street skaters now.
There you go. Yeah. No, I know that's a thing too. I mean, you know, and I respect some of them now too. I mean, you guys, you know, as we were talking about that the other day. It's like people saying that Rodney invented street skating. I said, Rodney invented the ollie on flat land, but I don't think he invented street skating. But you guys could correct me. And I love Rodney.
I thought Alan
Gelfand invented the ollie. Ollie Gelfand.
Yeah.
He invented it, but he didn't do it on flat ground.
Oh, he did it off. Or
he did it off a bank. A bowl.
I mean, Rodney, like, he invented a lot of things. He invented a lot of tricks.
Yeah,
he was definitely a pioneer.
Yeah. He is incredible talent and a phenomenal human being, and I love that guy. He's incredible, but I didn't think that he didn't invent street skating. He's a freestyle. He's a freestyle guy who did stuff on the street.
He invented flat ground tricks.
That's
kind
right.
of.
And that to my generation, that's freestyle.
Yeah.
Sure.
And to us, those are fucking kooks.
Yeah, that was whack.
Like those guys are corny, and it's not. But his talent is unfucking deniable. Definitely. So he's not a kook. He transcended that whole shit.
Right.
And there's no doubt about it. There's no other way to look at it. Well, he went beyond everything.
He's the only freestyler to transcend and go into be a street skateboarder.
Fuck street skateboarding. He transcended freestyle. He made freestyle something like, this guy is so in his own world, he's brought it to a whole nother plane of freestyle.
Yeah. Gotta respect it.
You have to respect it.
Yeah.
Well, there's a reason why freestyle kind of died. Like, I mean, that kind of pretty much did die. For the most part.
For good riddance. Gone. Bye. It didn't matter. Who'd you have? Like Rocco doing it? Who the fuck gives a shit? You know what I'm saying? It's corny. It's
the funny part is, though, the freestylers kind of quit, and then they started all these brands.
You don't know how much... That is like the Revenge of the Nerds extreme.
Straight up.
It's incredible. I know. I saw it happening. I saw like these fucking kooks, fucking guys, and I don't want to mention by name because they're all nice guys now, but we all, I seen those guys and I never respected them for nothing. They were just freestylers. I didn't care, but they all fucking made a ton of money off of skateboarding and built these big brands. And it was just like, it's pretty incredible what they did. Yeah. And I'm not saying it's for the better, but they just fucking did it. What are you going to do? They were just little mad scientists in the lab with their fucking tricks, and they started.
They made skateboarding big. I mean, they made skateboarding bigger. You know what I mean? Like maybe not that one moment when they were skating, but when they built these brands.
Fuck that. Fuck that. I'm not agreeing with that. Skateboarding made skateboarding bigger.
True, but certain people
they help along the way.
Yeah. Certain people have.
He's shaking his head.
I blame skateboarding for skateboarding success, not any individuals at all. Tony Hawk's video game, that also helped.
Right.
Okay, I'll give him that. And but I don't fucking brand.
You don't think companies help accelerate skateboarding and push skateboarding and skateboarders to other people and like help accelerate it?
No. Is my quick answer. I'm trying to think on it a little bit. Brand, no, I think it's the activity itself and maybe some of the sketches, maybe the way some people produced videos, like maybe that might have helped.
But that's according to the brand though, right? That's the brand helping.
But wait. I don't know that much about that stuff.
Sure.
So I'm going to say, but like, I remember when videos started happening and photography is going to take a back seat to a lot of this. Because it's showing it now in real life. Yeah. And this is where you really see the real good photographers versus the mediocre just capturing shit, just documenting shit. I never did that, okay? For the record, I'm not a documentarian. I'm an artist who fucking likes to shoot and make pictures and make things look a certain way. And a lot of photographers just captured shit, right? But you had correct me if I'm wrong, something 411.
Yep. Video magazine.
It's a big, huge.
To me, that was like the beginning of that era. Am I wrong? I mean, Powell made some videos and different brands, and I think that helped blow skateboarding up. But that's not like World Industries.
No. That was its own entity. I mean, it was owned by
Big Brother magazine. I remember that shit. I mean, that shit is influential for sure, and it pushes the envelope and opens people up to stuff.
Right.
But I don't really know if it's.
Since we're on
I fucking credit skateboarders. Skateboarders.
Well, no, skateboarders.
It all comes back to skateboarders.
Yeah. There were when I started skating, it was certain skaters that I started to like really adapt to. I'm like, oh, that's the skateboard. That's the type of skateboarding I like, right? And that's what certain people. That's why I work for the brand that I grew up loving because of the skaters, the way the design. There was a lot of influential, except for just the skating. The skating did the talking. But it was a certain way that it looked that made me fall in love with it even more. Like, you know what I mean? So, like, I love skateboarding altogether, but there was a certain
Well, it's whether the companies are creating the clothes that they're wearing, the companies are creating the videos that they're in, the companies are...
And they gave back to skateboarding. It wasn't just we make the money and blah,
brands
blah.
make what the skaters want.
Yeah, the skateboarders are making what skateboarders want. And I think that's kind of where I always wanted to like skate for the companies that I respected and they respected me. That was, I don't know if that makes any sense, but
no,
like...
for your generation, I could see that.
Yeah.
And I understand it to a degree. I think it's unfortunate. I really do, because like the clothing and that they made stuff for you, it's like, I feel, again, it's like, it's much more organic to me. And I know it's skateboarders, but I feel the wheels under my feet and I feel the cracks in the sidewalk. I feel the centrifugal force on a bank or wherever it is that I'm riding and sliding and doing whatever it is and grinding my trucks on a curb even, and it's like, it's really all that. And like all this shit, like clothing and shoes, it's like, that is so peripheral to me. I just don't, and style of a rider is how they move, not how they look. Now, Tony Alva wore a fedora on that shot in the pool, and people have a little bit of stuff. But that's stuff that they find in a thrift store and they do it on their own. When you have this stuff catered to you and just handed to you, like by a company, is making you feel good because, they're giving back because they're making some kind of a cool shirt or some pants. Or like I remember Spitfire had a shirt. It had, we couldn't publish it today. It had like 3 different size women on it, and it says we come in all shapes and sizes, and that shit was cool as fuck to me. And it took a lot of to wear something like that.
Right.
It's like the Beastie Boys had that T-shirt that said "Get off my dick." It's like, that you're gonna wear that, you might get in a fight. You might it's the same. So I can get that part of it a little bit, but like the fact that again people say, oh, they give back, like some of them might, and some of these are skateboarders, but a lot of these motherfuckers, they're just trying to take, and they give you back little fucking pennies, man. Just think about it. They give them back. Yeah. They give them back little chips. And look you grew up with it. I'm older. I'm fucking seeing the capitalism that is taken over in these things. And look you need that in this country to survive. We're surviving in a capitalist economy. But don't fucking mistake, sales for reality, for life.
But where would skating be without companies pushing that? You know what I mean? Like
it might not be as big. Right? It might not be as big, but
which is fine.
It doesn't need him to fucking push it. You are gonna still, if you're a fucking skateboarder, you're gonna find your fucking equipment. You're gonna find that shit
for sure.
And it might not be as easy to find. And fucking god damn, you have a fucking skate park. I'm in the middle of nowhere in France this summer, and 5 miles to the right of me is a fucking skate park. 10 miles to the left of me is a skate park. And I'm in the fucking countryside.
Yeah.
How much more do you fucking need it spoon-fed, you motherfucking spoiled brats? It's like, you motherfuckers grew up and had to find your spots. And some of these skate parks are pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
And they got nice little banks, and they got skaters who are designing them. But, man, those companies, fuck all those companies.
What about the skater-owned companies? Are you speaking on?
I don't give a fuck.
It doesn't matter what company.
I don't care.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, is there any skate company that you actually like?
No, I'm not saying that I dislike them all.
Okay.
I don't dislike them all. I'm happy they exist. But don't fucking mistake their existing for them making it. Because motherfucking, you're never going to stop Lance Mountain or me or Tony Alva from skateboarding ever.
I don't think they stop any of us from skateboarding.
You're not going to ever stop skateboarding. If they stop making boards, we're going to find a motherfucking way. So fuck those companies. And if they're supporting you, great. But they're not making it. They're not fucking making it, man. We could go on without those motherfuckers, just like the Olympics. They need us.
Right.
We don't need them.
That's true. That is true. That's true.
I know. Yeah. I understand. I understand where you're coming from. I understand the mentality. I understand, but I think it is a generational thing too.
But I'm just a punk motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? You could explain to me. You could explain to me, and I'm open to hearing another argument. Like I don't know who the fuck owns fucking, Nixon or whoever the fuck other brand it is.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? That looks so dope. Little skate rat. And I've met people over the years, who are older now, but I mean like, Omar Hassan. I didn't know him until I shot him at Venice one day. And what a fucking badass great guy.
He's great. Yeah.
And Salman, a guy, what a fucking great guy. I didn't know Salman. He was on the cover of the Skateboard of the Year issues when I first heard of him. And what a fucking great human being he is. 1000%. But all these motherfuckers motherfuckers, and you guys, you're never going to stop. So I just want you to have that perspective. And every kid who's watching this, okay, brands are supporting you and they're making what you want, and that's cool. But they need you. You don't need them. They're never giving back what they're getting. They might be giving you back something, but they need us.
Right.
We don't need them. And if you think we need them, you're corny to me. You don't need that. You don't need that. We don't need that.
Yeah.
I could go, I got my wheels that are fucked up, a little chipped up, or they're a little too hard. We'll figure that shit out. Will you figure that out?
Totally.
Yeah.
We'll
make it work.
Yeah.
We'll make it fucking work.
Yeah.
And everyone should know that. And, I don't know if you have sponsors on the show or whatever, probably nothing that affects this.
No.
But I'm just saying, it's like, and there's some great guys who own some great companies. And I'm happy that they're there and that they're making a living, and that's all good.
Yeah.
That is all. Don't get me wrong. But I despise the people who take so much more.
Right.
And I want you to know that you don't need them. Mm-hmm. And skateboarders know that. That's why they made their own companies, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because they didn't need them, and
Yep.
they didn't. But sometimes you get to a certain level, and you get living a certain way, and you think, "Oh shit, I got this nice house. I can't lose this now, so I got to start selling shit unnecessarily. I got to be a
Right.
capitalist. I got to
Yeah.
create new fashions every fucking quarter to fucking pay the bills, and that is whack.
Right.
That's bad resources. I'm an environmentalist. Okay, I care about the planet.
Mm-hmm.
I've been vegan for 35 years. I tell a joke. It's not about the animals. I hate animals so much I don't even eat them. That's just a joke.
And it really is a
joke. But I'm just. My point is that I do it for the environment, for the planet. That's why I started. And now I'm 60 years old. I'm like, it's like, I know it's good for my health too, probably.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
whatever. But it's all about caring, motherfuckers. It's all about
No,
caring.
I love it. I love the perspective. because like, as skaters and a generation, right, we don't think about stuff like that, right? We are born into what we know, right? I grew up skating with Blind and World and Rocco and all this stuff. You know what I mean? Like, it's just normal to me. I don't even think about the taking and the giving and the, you do for a little bit, it's you have to. But you don't really, you just get on with it, right?
It blows my mind.
It's crazy.
Well, it's like
but that's what it is,
These
though.
guys, that these kooks fucking started all these big companies, but they had some creative motherfuckers too. There were some creative guys.
doubt.
What
Yeah.
he did at that company, and the way he pushed it to really, really, really next level absurdity and obscenity.
Oh, Mark McKee.
I don't know who that is, but
the artist.
Yeah. Yeah.
all-
Some of that stuff is good. There's some of these artists I don't give a fuck about it. Some of these boards are ugly right here on this wall right now. And I don't even believe that people buy them. Yeah, I don't. Let's not embarrass anybody. Some of them are famous. No,
Right.
I'm not mad at
You
those
like
two
the
right
Lance
there.
Mellon
No, that's a nice board. That's nice. I don't want to go there, but you know what I'm saying? It's like it's interesting what sells and what didn't sell. And some of those,
100%.
I love the way. Look, there's a lot of creativity, and the beginnings with Craig Stesick, and and the art that he did, and Dogtown boards, and that's when we were in school, we used to in woodshop, we all made our own boards in the 70s.
Right. Wow.
That's what you did. You made your own board out of a piece of fucking oak, right? And that's what you did. And then eventually someone glued a little thing on the tail, and you had a little kick tail so your foot didn't come off the back so much. And we made our own fucking boards. And when we put a board together, I think before you become a skateboarder really, or if you really want to pass a test, you got to put a board together with ball bearings on Chicago trucks or on Sure Grip trucks and see if that's the real test to me. You got to put 8 ball bearings on each side of the wheel and tighten it before they fall out. That's some shit.
Interesting.
We
Yeah,
used to
yeah,
have to
yeah.
do some shit
Wow.
and tighten it just enough where the wheel spins still,
Right.
or it locks up, it freezes, it's too tight, but you don't want that wheel to fall off while you're riding, so you got to loosen it just a tiny bit. I'm telling you, man, I go back. Is it worth the wait?
No, I love it. I love it.
This
I
is
love
great,
it.
man.
Yeah, no, it's an interesting perspective. I definitely respect where you're coming
This
from for
man's
sure.
official right here. He's like an announcer for real. Like, I'm gonna fucking get to the bottom of this. I respect you, man. You really settle shit down. You're like real.
Oh,
I can dig it. I'm like, no, I mean like your way you analyze and you come back to your reality versus my reality, not against it.
Right, for sure,
But
for sure.
It's admirable and it's very professional. I'm not used to dealing with professionals, quite honestly. You know, my whole generation, we just are fucking winging it most time, but we mean it, and we have a lot of heart. You're like very professional, and like we got lights up.
Well,
in here.
I mean, this is a podcast, but also like I just like talking. I like discussion, right?
dig it,
you know what I
man.
mean?
I'm
Like I like to get into your mind, but also like think about like where I'm at too. You know, like why is capitalism like this? Like why is skateboarding like this? Like I'm interested in your perspective, you know? But also it's like we have our own perspective because we're different and we've just lived a different generation, you know? So
you're smart.
I never looked at you. I never thought about your perspective until you just said it, to be honest. You know what I mean?
Which part of it?
Just the whole thing of like just doing, I'll always skate. I would always skate no matter what, but of just starting a company and like making money off it and get to that point where you just got to do something to pay the bills. I guess I've only lived this life because I've wanted to. I've never tried to do something to make money.
And you made it work for you.
Yeah.
And I can dig that. It's good. I mean, I've done the same with my photos, but I didn't do it in a way, you know, people have come to me for decades, you know, offering you, like I only barely touched upon it. And this, you know, this band that wanted me to shoot for them. And I'm like, you're not owning my shit. It doesn't matter.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, if you want to give me $1 million, literally, I said $1 million, I'll consider it.
wow.
But even then, you can't sell it to certain brands. You can't use it here or there.
Yeah.
And not that
You
that's
have your
gonna happen,
stipulations.
but I'm still not going to, even for that much money, I'm not going to fucking do it, right?
Yeah.
But to your point, it's like, you know, I made my books. They don't make a lot of money. They pay for themselves when I'm lucky. But, and you know, I make a living from selling prints, or when documentaries call me and they need a picture and I have a, you know, and I sell it to them to be used in a documentary or whatever. And I look at how many years I've been doing it. People think I got a lot of respect. I am still under the radar of most respectful institutions. And I would like to have the attention of some of those. But I've just been doing it myself the whole time. It's just like, whatever, man, you just got to keep doing what you do.
Yeah.
That's what Ian MacKay taught me when 9/11 happened and when we were getting fucking anthrax through the mail. And I was like, and there was an earthquake in New York. I'm like, dude, what the fuck is going on in the world right now?
Right.
I was right there, you know, when the towers, I was, you know, my
geez.
neighborhood was shut down, whatever. It was all happening. And I'm like thinking, and I used to watch the news every night, and I'm going off on a tangent a little bit, but I watched every newscast every night before that. And then I saw how the thing...
The mic.
And then I saw how things, you know, changed, the perspective, because I was there. I was a mile away from it. And luckily the wind was blowing the other way. I didn't smell the smoke until 2 weeks later, because it took a long time to put it. But my point was, we lived in New York. Girlfriend came up, lived down there, needed some money. She had nothing. Everything was in her house. She had white dust all over, all the stuff. And it's a freaky time. And you're going to the supermarket the next day. Next couple of weeks, everyone's head is just down. You talk about COVID and how fucked up shit it was then. This is a different vibe. And like everyone was fucking, and it was like terrorism at home. And it really, it was pretty, but you watch the news and you get a different perspective. And it really made me realize more than ever, they create a perspective and they tell you what to think. And I didn't, look at 3,000 people just died yesterday in that building.
Right.
But the truth is, I'm a New Yorker and shit happens. And that might sound fucked up and cold, but life has to go on. And they built those big fucking monuments down there. It must cost hundreds of thousands of dollars a day to run that shit. It's like, put up a plaque. It's fucked up, but you don't need, this is a monument to death and it's sad that happened, but you don't need to fucking take up acreage for a memorial because you want to have reason to fight a war maybe or something like that. But I stopped watching the news at that point and being really careful the sources I got it from.
Right.
And my point was, shit was scary. Okay. And again, the anthrax. Are you old enough to remember?
Oh, yeah.
And you know what I mean? That shit was
Anthrax,
crazy.
yeah.
And my best friend Ian said, so there's not much we could do about this stuff. Because the truth is, we could protest, we can go skate, we can do whatever the fuck we want. But and I'm not apathetic at all. I'm very political. And anyone who doesn't vote because they think everything's the same is stupid. Okay? And I'm radical. But you got to, at this point in time, you have to vote for the lesser of two evils. If you think they're both evil, I get you. Biden was my last choice on the Democratic side. But you want a fucking fascist? Fuck that. More, and the way to look at voting, if you don't, and I'm getting off on a tangent here again.
Go ahead, no.
Is that I just vote for whoever's going to have less people suffering. I want less suffering in this world. And that's my bottom line. Less suffering. People say, oh, well, this guy's fucking, these people are suffering, that people suffer. That guy's fucked up. He's making everyone take a vaccine. Less suffering.
Right.
If you can't separate that and you think, oh, I'm radical, I'm fucking, anarchist or whatever the fuck you want to think, and I'm not going to participate in that system, that system is going to go on without you, and some shit is going to be fucked up. And we got we're still in it. We're still trying to get out of this shit right now. But what Ian said was, just do what you do. You got to keep doing what you do.
Right.
Don't get influenced. You could have an understanding of what's going on around you, and you need to have an understanding to be a participant in this civilization. We're living in a civilization. We're in communities. If you live out on a fucking farm and you're watching this shit and you got no one else to worry about, go the fuck ahead, buy a gun, do whatever the fuck you want to do. I live in a big motherfucking city in New York now, or when you live in LA, and like guns, there's no room for them. There's no place for them. People say, oh, my Second Amendment right, I need to have a gun. Well, what was it originally made for? I'm not a fucking historian. I don't know exactly, but I believe that it was so you could fight a tyranny. If we had a tyrant became president, or whatever, the public has to be able to fight that tyranny. Well, what the fuck happened? We had a motherfucking tyrant and they supported him. And that's why we have the guns. And now the motherfucking idiots have the guns. And I get a lot of hate shit on the socials when I talk about being against guns and all that. And you talk about these horrible people. But it's all about fucking less suffering in this goddamn world. And skateboarders, come back to us, man, we are a brotherhood.
That's real.
And I don't ride like I used to. I'm old, and I'm just never that good anyways, right? And I'm not athletic. I play softball. You guys come to New York, you can come play my game. Buddy comes and plays. Rick comes and plays. Rick's going to be there next month when the season starts again.
Okay.
And Olson plays all the time with me. We have Steve is a great fucking athlete, period.
Yes, have you surfed with him? Oh, you don't surf?
I don't
You
surf.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But anyways, man, we got to just keep doing what we do.
Yeah.
And that's really, you got to keep doing what you do. And as long as you're doing good,
right,
and you care about people,
right.
And if you don't care about people and you're one of these selfish motherfuckers, you can get the fuck away from me and don't buy any of my books. You don't like my politics, I don't give a shit. I fucking care about this world, and if you don't, because you care and you have heart like me, you're down with me. You're okay. I don't give a fuck what you do, what color, grade, any. You could even be a freestyler. As long as you care. As long as you care. Am I a comedian?
You have some good one-liners.
It's a timing. It's a timing.
Yeah.
It's a timing. I respect that. I respect that. I love it.
It just comes from being old and doing these things for a long time. But when you're with a good crew and you're good people and you can have a good time, it's all good.
I love it, dude. I love it.
Well,
everything. I mean, we could sit here for 8 hours and talk to you about everything. I mean, we were just pulling up photos of. Go back to the photo of the. You just had it up there before. It was the.
I don't see any pictures.
No, we're trying to get it. It was the Public Enemy. It's Public Enemy stuff.
Which KRS-One
going down, walking down the street.
Oh yeah, people like that shot.
Oh, dude, it's so good.
I mean, that was just a shot taken in between shots, and I just happened to take it, and whatever.
Oh, I was going to ask you because like you had mentioned earlier that you weren't a big person with that had a lot of equipment. You weren't an equipment guy.
That's for sure. Never.
Right. So when you're doing shoots like this, do you travel with a couple flashes, just a little camera? Because the composition is. How do you?
Yeah, what do you bring with you?
Because you don't have.
What's in your bag?
What's in your bag?
It depends on the shoot. If I'm getting paid to do it, which was very rarely, most of my shoots I did because I wanted to do them, and I would get paid later.
Oh, okay.
Because I was friends with the bands, and that's just how I work. Mm-hmm. If I was paid and I had a contract to do like an album cover, I would probably bring a case with a couple lenses. Mm. But generally, I walk around with a little tiny fucking backpack, my Pentax K1000, still to this day, and my current favorite lens is a 20 millimeter 2.8, and that's all I run with. That's it.
Film only?
I never shot digital.
Do people?
That's amazing.
Would people trip? Would people trip out when you showed up at a shoot with just your little bag?
Well, when I'm doing a shoot where it's a money thing and like
you want to show a little bit more.
No, it's not showing. It's like I'll have a little bit more than a bag.
Okay.
But generally, I run with one camera, maybe two lenses. It's like all that other shit that people use. It's like, I understand if you don't have an eye or the heart, you might need that shit to help you look good.
Interesting.
I don't need that shit necessarily. I used to take a light bulb with me. I don't know how to use all these fucking lights. I just have a light bulb. I have a flash that I shot at punk rock shows, right? But generally, I just keep it as real and as raw as possible. I've been shooting a movie for the last 10 years. Me and 2 cameras.
That's it.
And sometimes someone has a light when I need it for indoors. That's it.
What movie?
Well, I don't know if you guys saw, by the way, at the same time I did another movie called A Look Back at Dogtown and Z-Boys. That's on the Thrasher site.
Okay.
It's a little 26-minute short, and that was my first foray into actually directing something myself. I helped a lot on the Dogtown film.
Yep.
A lot of shit I didn't get credit for that I did on that film. But Stacy made a great film. It's got some major problems, but he made a great film. But a lot of the Z-Boys did not like that film.
Interesting.
Egos, whatever it was,
Sure.
problems, and everything's, no one ever...
Why? Because it wasn't depicted the way that they saw it? Or,
plus they didn't get enough coverage, and it was just Jay, Tony, and
Right,
Stacy and whatever else.
right.
And everyone's going to have their little thing, and
What about
that's
me?
okay. It's a good movie. It's
Yeah.
a great movie. But also the chronological order of things, a little bit fucked up. But Stacy is a TV filmmaker, and to me, he I learned from him. I mean, there's this, they worry about these things I called an arc, right?
Sure.
And this stuff, which I'm not a filmmaker, I'm just making
You
a
got to
film.
carry the audience on a journey,
But you
right?
know what I'm
It's
saying?
like, yeah.
I don't want to be a filmmaker. I'm just happen to be making a film because it's important. Just like taking my photos. Something needs to be done. I got to fucking do it. I have personal responsibility to my subjects. That's another reason why the shit looks the way that it does. I'm not just fucking shooting to shoot. I'm not shooting to document. I'm shooting to inspire.
Right.
So, and these people are inspiring me. I have a responsibility to them to make them look great, look cool, whatever the case is, hard, whatever it is. I mean, and I don't shoot that much anymore, so let's not go there. It's not like I'm shooting. Sometimes I don't shoot for a year.
Oh, wow.
I don't shoot that much.
Yeah.
I have to be inspired to shoot good stuff. And I mean, look I could shoot a great photo anytime I fucking want. I can make a great shot of you right now if I wanted to. But
Did you bring
You got your
Did you bring your Pentax?
nope.
Left that little bag in New York, huh?
That's right.
All right.
I got one out here
All right.
too, though. I got one here too in California. But it's like I could do it, but I just don't really feel motivated to do it all the time. And I also don't want to water down the fucking dope shit I've
Interesting.
done.
For
You know
sure.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's like, why am I
Right.
going to shoot some pictures of some whack band? It's going to take down my whole profile. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you got to be careful. I mean, sometimes you'll do it. You'll do something. You know someone in the group. You know something. You do it. But
Yeah.
but it's not exciting. It's not that inspiring to me. It's like But I shot Rage Against the Machine this summer,
Rad.
Nice.
and but Zach's a great friend, and they were fucking phenomenal. They killed it. And someone threw me a woman that I know, great woman who helps me scan stuff in my books. She threw me a fucking digital camera. She said, "Glenn, just do it.
Oh,
you try it." And she gave me her camera, and I shot one night with a digital camera. And I don't own one. The iPhone, which I never even had a smartphone until the 10 came out, and I still have that 10. And I was just using a flip phone.
Running a little brick or something?
Yeah, I had the flip phone.
Okay.
And I'd like to get a new one, a 13 mini maybe, so it has a wide angle on it, a little more
There you go.
similar to what I use.
Yeah.
But I'm not spending the money on that. And anyways,
You got the digital camera?
but what I will say is that sometimes I would shoot photos, and I'd be shooting film, and people be like, they want to see it.
You're like, no.
I'm like, yo, this ain't that toy shit. This is real. You know what I'm saying? This is real. This is film.
You'll see it in a few days, okay?
Yeah. You give me a week nowadays. You can't even get stuff developed fast these days,
Right.
And that's just, and I said, this is the real stuff, and anyone who grew up on digital, good for you. And you gotta, and you could shoot as much as you fucking want. You could just keep shooting that digital shit, whatever.
That's true.
When I shot, I was a kid. I had to pay for my own processing. Skateboarder gave me film, but they never paid for my processing.
Forgot about the processing.
So and that's more than the
Yeah.
film.
Sure.
So and plus I'm hanging out with these fucking big bully motherfuckers. If I can't just be there shooting all day, I have to make it count.
Right.
I have to fucking shoot a great shot.
And you have to hope that it came out.
No question. That picture of the dog bowl, how many shots am I doing a front side air that day? The lighting, the focus. And again, remember me, I couldn't focus a camera according to Stesic for a while, and so it was it's just not that easy. But you cut your teeth And that's what I did. I cut my teeth on skateboarding. So when it came time to doing all this other stuff, we all know, and most skaters know, skateboarding is no joke. We work with architecture, and and good skateboarding pictures, which most people don't take, have character and composition.
Right.
You know, and when I worked with a fisheye lens, like that shot at TA, I shoot a picture in a pool so you could see the environment. That's why skateboarders use fisheye lenses.
Sure.
All these motherfuckers who get too close and you see your face and the board just all whacked out of shape. I don't like that.
Right.
I mean, I might have shot a couple shots like that where it's very close and it gets sort. But really, you use the fisheye lens and the wide angle to show the environment and be as close to the action as possible. That's how you should use a fisheye lens. It's to be as close to the action as possible, but still show the environment.
Right.
When people use it as a novelty, and I have done it at times, but I'm very aware of it. And when I was very young, people like Bolster taught me, just watch that horizon line. Make sure that horizon is straight.
Straight
And
horizon.
again, I'm learning from the masters.
Yeah.
You know, and I looked at Sports Illustrated, and I looked at National Geographic. That's what I grew up on, and Surfer. And if you look at those magazines in the 70s, the photography is, boom,
Insane.
it's next level. Nowadays, you see shitty photos everywhere.
Right.
I mean, that's just people get away with it, and then desktop publishing made it. You know, you had those ray gun magazines and those shitty art directors just destroying content and making it about design. Fuck them.
Is there any new photographers that have come out that you've been impressed by?
I don't know. I can't say that I know any really. I mean,
Yeah.
there's there's some people that I see definitely, and I see stuff. You know, people send me on Instagram or whatever, and I
Yeah.
see band photographs. It seems so much easier these days. The lighting, it's so much more. It's just easy.
Easy.
It's
Yeah.
just
Right.
the exposures and shit. I mean, I look at my Black Flag book, and it's like, when I started making that book, it came out about a year ago. I'm like, I'm looking at them, and I remember this one club, this one shot's up in Santa Barbara, and like the place was pitch black. How the fuck did I focus in that goddamn situation? And the flash lights up for 2,000ths of a second, so I'm using a flash in those clubs. But how did I focus and get so many good images? I can't believe how many good images there were. And I took them, but like, there's no way it was. It just, I mean, the Black Flag book is like 250 pages, and it was like over a 3-4 year period. And some of the photos aren't crystal clear sharp, but if you want to fucking talk to me about that shit, shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? There's so many good photos in that book, so many incredible photos, and taken in those circumstances, that book is incredible. There's some, and it's heavy. It's really, really heavy. I'm working on a book now on Minor Threat.
Oh.
And
Wait, you said you're just working on a movie too.
I'm working. Yeah, I didn't finish talking about.
Yeah. What's going on with the movie?
Well, I did the Dogtown movie first,
Yeah.
the short that you can see on Thrasher YouTube page.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
a great little movie. It's a much more commercial thing, but it was a look back. I started talking about that. So a lot of the guys didn't like it. So I wanted to interview anyone and say, what was wrong with the movie then? If you didn't like it, what was wrong?
Okay.
Or they just look back and see how it affected everyone's lives, because it did.
Interesting.
And that's what that movie does. It just looks back, and everyone who was alive was interviewed. And we had little memorials for guys who weren't. Jay, Shogo, Chris Cahill, and Bob Biniak, all gone. Since the making of that original movie. This is the movie. And I shot this on a fucking iPod. That shot of Tony right there? iPod Touch.
Wow.
I'm not kidding. That shot Alva was on an iPod Touch before I had a phone. These are dope shit. That's an incredible photo right there. This is all the 90% of the pictures in this film are mine. These are almost all my photos. That was
There's
that
a
day.
wave.
That was
Yeah.
my first roll of color film.
Yep.
It's a great little film if you guys could see it. You know,
There's Red Dog.
Yeah, there's Jim. He's like an older brother. He's a great.
They're trying to get him on the show for a while.
He's a great guy.
Yeah,
Jim,
he's
he doesn't
He's
like to
great.
talk that much. He's quiet.
He wants to come on. I mean, I've known Jim
Yeah.
for a long time.
Yeah, he's one of the best.
He's great.
I love Jim.
He's great.
He's just a great brother. He's just great. That's Wenzel. Wenzel is phenomenal too. He's a motherfucking storyteller. He's great.
Yeah.
And and he had such great style. Him and Paul Constantino had probably had better style than anyone. They weren't as radical, but they had great style. But you had Tony who combined the radicalness
With the style. Right.
Like, and Jay was just radical, right? And he had a good style.
Style is so important, man.
It was everything back then, because you didn't have, first of all, you didn't have a lot of tricks.
Right.
You just had to have style. And that's what I grew up on. I mean, we always used to say, even back in 75, people say tricks are for kids. Like the cereal.
Yeah.
That was it. It's like, who gives a fuck about a trick? That's just corny.
How do you look?
It is about how you, and those shots, I'm Eric Kenter. That's where I went to school. We shot, I care about this shit.
Yeah.
You know, and look at that shot of PC. That's a dope shot.
That.
And that picture of TA, you know how close he came to me coming down there and how young I was? Yeah, I mean, how old I was. We just did this a couple years ago, right? You know, and there's another shot of TA coming down. He comes down so close to me. We didn't use that in the film, but this is at the dog bowl. See those headphones? And my son took that shot right there.
Yeah.
What?
He was 7 years old. He took that picture of TA. I set that up for him just so those are like those prints right there.
Yep.
Those are like what I would come to Kenter with. Like before I took, like that picture, that big one.
Yep.
I took that was processed. That was taken with a pocket Instamatic. And I developed it at Paul Revere Junior High in the darkroom there and made that fucking print. Those white scratches that are on it. And it's the only remnant I have of that era. But that's
How amazing is that you took the photo at Paul Revere and print and...
No, I took it at Kenter. That one's at Kenter.
That's at Kenter?
Yep, that's at Kenter on the big wall at Kenter.
Is that the lower...
No, that's a lower yard. That's
Lower
the main
yard.
wall
Lower
where
yard.
there's
Okay,
now
okay.
bleachers
Yeah,
right there.
yeah,
There's
yeah,
bleachers
yeah.
right there.
Yep,
And that's Scott Dietrich filming the movie Freewheeling. There was a movie Freewheeling, and he was filming it that day. And I shot that picture of Stacy, that nice Bert, and it's blurry or whatever it is, but it's shot with a pocket. It's just great that it's that. And this is the pool I was talking about. Stacy, he's kick turning on vertical for the first time I've ever seen anyone kick turn on vertical in my life. And he's carving over the light in some of those shots, and yeah, it was pretty dope.
It's good. I gotta watch this film.
That's
Yeah.
Stacy's original garage. That's his garage that he grew up in. His mom still has the same house, so we used to go visit him to get equipment and
That's rad, man.
and everyone, all the Bones Brigade guys, they all they all stayed at that house, and his
So
mom was
sick.
still alive when I met him there. It was great. Yeah, that shot of Tony. That was a
God,
concrete
look at that.
ramp that some kid had in his backyard over here in the Palisades. Steve
Concrete?
Open. Concrete ramp he made. Yeah, it was one of the first concrete half. And again, everyone just used plywood. It was just 8 feet wide. Maybe this was 12 or 15. Not even. No way was it even 15. These things are narrow.
Yeah. I mean,
I had a picture of Eric Dressen on this ramp published in the Skateboarder.
is that like an extension or is that just the ramp right there?
That was the ramp.
Wow.
That's a
That
great
looked
shot
pretty-
of Stacy at Marina. That's a nice fucking sunset coming and hitting him in the face.
Yeah.
Look at that layback. Stacy had a good style, man. That's a good shot of Stacy. The composition is nice, but these photos, 99% of them were never even published.
Wow. I love it.
Yeah, I gotta watch.
Yeah, this is a good little short film.
Yeah,
It's a short
yeah,
film.
definitely.
So at the same time, I was making my film called The Fuck You Heroes, based on my first book.
Okay.
And it might not end up being called that. That's Jay Adams' stepfather took that picture, by the way. Kent Sherwood. There's a great book on Jay Adams called J-Boy.
J-Boy.
And Kent Sherwood, his dad, who's also passed away at this point, who started Z-Flex. And he was a hobby photographer, and he took those pictures before I ever took pictures. And as you could look at that equipment, those are all ball bearing shots.
Crazy.
Those are shots on Zephyr boards, on Easy Rider boards with fucking loose ball bearings. And if you don't know what that is, you should look that shit up. Loose ball bearings were some shit.
Yeah.
I mean, that was skateboarding, and precision bearings, man. When those things came out, Wenzel right there, Jay right there,
Yeah.
Skip is great too.
You're talking about ball bearings that are just moving around in there.
Loose ball bearings.
Right.
That's what it was before
Right.
precision bearings. When those Road Riders came out with the precision bearings, Bob Biniak punched me in the chest and stole my board because I
he
had
wanted
those
the
wheels.
bearings?
Because I sold all my slot car track to get those wheels.
Wow.
And I didn't know him yet then, and he fucking beat me.
You sold your slot car
Slot car track. Yeah, to get those wheels. That was $24 for a set back then with the bearings. Road Rider 4s.
Crazy.
That shit was real. Road Rider 4s, they came out again. And the stories go on for days. But he came from the south side.
Yeah.
I was in Brentwood. I was able to afford those shits. They would even Biniak, who was, for lack of a better term, a pro skater at that point. He was skating for Zephyr. He fucking ran up on me and punched me in the chest. And he was fucking buff at the time. And I was a little kid. And he didn't know I was years later. He never fessed up to it.
He never
Maybe eventually, before, eventually he finally did. But I'll tell you, I saw him, when we made the Dogtown movie, and I saw him like, this is 30 years after the fact. And we became friends, but he kind of fucked with me a couple of times over the years, back then when we were kids.
Sure.
And things I could never forget. It was kind of unfortunate. But I'll tell you, when the Dogtown movie came out and I saw him at the premiere, and all of a sudden I was a foot taller than him and he was bald. I'm just saying.
That's how things work out, huh?
just how it happens sometimes.
The delivery is so good. It's so good. He was bald.
I'm just saying,
What? So the movie. What's going on? You working on the movie?
Yeah, I'm working on the movie. I've been working on it a long time. The whole deal with the movie is like I've seen a lot of punk rock movies in particular, and hip hop and skateboarding movies. I don't like them. Most of them. I don't like the way we're portrayed as cultures, particularly the punk rock movies. They always make people look stupid, uncaring, concentrate on violence.
Vile.
Vile is another word. Yeah, a lot of them. There's people in movies like Ian, he'll look great in every movie. He says the right shit. But, even like the decline of Western civilization, it was very exploitative of the cultures. There were very smart people in the culture then, but they gave them alcohol and let them look dumb on the screen, and that's entertainment. Fuck them. Fuck you for fucking with my culture and making my shit look stupid. Fuck you.
Yeah.
And I think, you look at, I'm entertained by some of our skateboard friends, by Jackass guys and Johnny Knoxville and Steve-O and those guys. They're great. And all the stuff that those guys did, it's fucking fun as shit. And we're all skateboarders, right? And they did their thing and they took it. And I'm not mad at them for that at all. But everyone knows they're fucking around. I want people to look at these cultures that I'm a part of and get what I got out of it. Okay. Great inspiration and integrity. And I want to show people that punk rockers and skateboarders and hip hop artists, there's a lot of integrity involved and a lot of caring people. And I don't think that's been seen in the movies. And I want to show why is skateboarding and punk rock and hip hop lasted this long as rebellious cultures. Like usually you're a rebel for a while. And then it kind of becomes mainstream. And you're not really rebellious anymore. But if your kid tells you that he's a skateboarder, in most cases, your parents are going to think, oh, he's not playing baseball. He's not playing football. He's a bit of a rebel, maybe. Right. He's a bit of a fuck up or something. He's a different kid. Yeah. And the same thing, if your kid starts writing rhymes or starts standing on the corner or DJing, you're not thinking that he's not going to be a scientist or something, or he's a troublemaker.
Right.
And skateboarding obviously is that, and why like 30, 40 years later, it's still considered that. That just seems obscene to me. Now, there's a lot of corny kids who do all those things, the trendy kids, right? And they've gotten bigger. So it's mainstream now, but it's still considered rebellious. So why do these people who did this stuff in the 70s and early 80s, why did it why do these guys still inspire people? Where did they come from? Like something must have been going on. There's something in the water back then. What the fuck happened? Right? And that's what I'm trying to uncover in my movie.
This is pure passion, right?
And it's pure passion. No one wanted to be famous. No one wanted to make money. That was never the goal for any of those things when they started. And this is the foundation of all these things. So in my movie, I'm trying to show that. Yeah. And show that people actually, this badass motherfucker right here, he's fucking, doing this and doing that. He actually cares. How's that? He gives a fuck. And he didn't do it for the money. He didn't do it for the fame. He might be famous and introducing the Grammys now and doing that. But he had something inside of himself that he had to get out, that he wanted to do. And that's why he did it. And that's what I'm trying to do. And I've interviewed almost every living person who's in the book.
Wow.
And some other people who weren't in the book that were greatly affected by the book. Or by my work, or by the cultures.
Okay.
And and so that's where we're at. And I'm almost done, but it's
almost
hard.
done.
I'm not done editing, but I'm almost done with the interviews. I was out here hoping to get an interview. One of these interviews was one of these. There's literally 2 people in that book that I didn't know personally. 2 hip hop guys that I happened to shoot, but I didn't know them personally, and they're very fucking difficult for me to get on camera. And I'm gonna get them, and I'm getting closer and closer after years of trying. And I almost got one on Tuesday or on Monday because I told you I couldn't. And I didn't quite get it because he just went on tour. But I have good faith that I'm going to get. And and I'm not giving anyone a nickel.
Right.
I'm doing this out of my own fucking pocket. If it makes money later, hey, I've been working on it 10 years.
Yeah,
it's no documentary. No one's getting rich. And if you want money on it, you're not even. Then all of a sudden you're not really even part of that anymore. Right, so I don't want to fuck with you. But some of these people have so much heart. So much charisma. And are so articulate that I kind of need them in the film. I kind of want them in the film. And they're very special people. And I respect what they've done as artists.
You said 2 left?
Yeah, 2 left that are necessary. And there's 2 skaters that I haven't gotten yet.
Well, we'll do mine right after the show.
Yeah, there you go.
Did you interview? Wait, really quick. Did you interview yourself?
I am in it a little bit. I'm in it a little bit. I'm trying to stay out of it.
No, but I feel like you would be.
I know everyone tells me that, but I don't want to be in it. I don't want to.
No, but the passion seems like you need to.
At least voiceovers.
Yeah,
at least something.
I don't know.
You need that.
No,
you need that.
I know. I just
we can't talk him into this.
Yeah, I mean, but trust me, people. There's some very people up here who've tried to get me in it more.
You should.
And I don't. Look at Stacy's in his own film, in his Dogtown film, and like I'll be in my film a little bit, maybe if it's needed.
Okay.
But I told them, I said only if it's needed and only if it adds. I don't, and I know the thing is that like I have passion, and I know that, and that's why people come to me to be in documentaries all the time, because I fucking care about what I'm talking about. I'm not a bullshitter. I'm not going to try and waste your time.
Right.
I know there's business to be taken care of, just like we're doing here. I'm not here to fucking lay back and just be cool. Oh hey, what's going on, man?
Yeah. Did you film it on your iPad Touch?
No.
Or the iPod?
The movie is being filmed on whatever. They're doing it on some digital shit. I don't know what it is. I set up the shot. I look through the lens. I make sure it looks like what I want it to look like.
Okay.
And when we finish here, I could show it to you guys, but you can't share it with public yet. I have this little sizzle reel. I could show it to you, and you could.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
Wow.
I'd love to see it.
Could we do it from my iPhone onto the big screen somehow? You got Apple TV?
Do we?
You got Apple TV in this motherfucker. You got like 10 screens.
We have 100. We can do it after. We can do it after.
No,
Yeah,
afterwards. I'm talking about after. I'm
yeah.
not going to show it. Yeah,
No,
we can't.
we're
You
good.
can't do that.
Yeah.
But anyways, so I'm
Amazing.
working on that film.
Okay.
I think I don't know when it'll be done. I don't know what'll happen. I don't know if it'll ever come out, but I think it will, and I think it's getting close. And we're just trying to raise some money to get it,
I hope
to
it
get
comes
it finished.
out,
And I think it will. I mean,
Yeah.
everyone who sees it's pretty stoked. You guys can tell me what you
Rad.
think after you see the trailer. I'm pretty stoked on it, and I'm very proud of it. And
Amazing.
and I mean, we haven't started doing any editing, so who the fuck knows? But I'm probably going to work with my same editor, who's just a great, incredible guy who did the little Dogtown short,
Rad.
and my effects guy. It's like a family. I'm really close to people that I click with. I'm loyal.
Yeah.
I'm loyal to all my friends and the people I work with. Even when some of your friends, people got to learn this. We get old. Like one of my friends is going off on the deep end now. Someone I knew, and he has a tendency to do that. Drugs, whatever else it is. And he's in a bad place. And people who look at Instagram will see this motherfucker and just like saying the craziest shit. And we won't go there with a name. But
Sure.
because hopefully he'll come off of this crazy thing that he's doing right now. But, when you know people for so long, and younger people, these are people you grew up with. They're going to be your friends for life. And you don't realize that. If you spent a lot of time with someone, if you're a real person, that bond is not going to be lost. I mean, your friends get off track sometimes and they fuck up. But if they're real people and you shared real time with them, they'll come back around.
Right.
Shit'll be okay. And if they don't, that's sad. And then they might even pass. And then, but you can't just cut people off unless they really fuck you. Unless they really,
Right.
but calling you names or saying something stupid or just being assholes, that stuff comes and goes.
Yeah, I get you. Right. Huh. No, it seems like you're a really stand-up dude. You really stick. I mean,
doubt.
everything we've talked about today, you've really had your, opinion, your integrity. I mean, I love it, man. I love it. We need more of that.
Yeah.
We need more of
you don't
that.
need more of me, but I need. You know what I mean?
I don't know, man. Your one-liners are fucking killing me today.
Nah, more people to stand up for what they truly believe in.
That's right.
I feel you on that. Because people don't
Even
want
if
to.
it's
People,
bullshit, even if it's fucked up, even if you are some crazy, stupid, fucking idiot right winger who thinks he needs a gun to be a tough guy. Even if you think you need that, at least you're standing up for your shit, and then people could show you how stupid you are. But stand up for what you fucking believe in.
There you go.
Yeah.
Right.
people are so afraid of being persecuted these days, man. They don't want to be.
That's dangerous. I have friends who've lost livelihoods because of they've done stupid fucking shit. But if you do stupid shit, it's going to come back to get you.
Right.
Sometimes, and sometimes it comes back to get you more than you deserve. But that's the culture, and that's how things are now. And you got to fucking pay the consequences. My best, wonderful. Jay was incredible human being. Jay Adams. He's a great, good guy. But he's also a fucking asshole. He was horrible. I seen him do stupid shit when last time I saw him at Venice Skate Park, he pulled some fucking teenage shit on someone. And I was like, yo, he still does that disgusting, he's just fucking with someone.
Right. Wow.
And Jay, he was a year older than me. He was the youngest Z-Boy, the original. And I got my first published photo with him. We both got it put in the Skateboarding Hall of Fame in the same year, and we connected on a lot of shit. And, over the years, and it's horribly sad that he's gone.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier in this podcast, we have friends, people we've known our whole lives. And I'm telling you, young guys, and all you guys, if those are your boys and like you did some things together and you ran to shows together, you skated together, those could be your people for life. You know, me and Steve Olson, like we seen each other have kids, and we help. You know, Steve's at my son's 4th birthday party with his white fucking leather shoes on and a bathing suit. You know what I'm saying? And he meets my dad who's in his 80s. You know what I'm saying? You know, these are friends for life. You know, skateboarding is that for us. That's why I'm here. Yeah, I wanted to give you guys what I could to help you, you know, to share my thing with a real skateboard group of people who aren't like just trying to exploit things, people who really care about it, you know, and that's important to me. I think you need to support people who care, and you need to support all your friends, successful or unsuccessful, who care.
Right.
Totally.
People care about other fucking human beings. How's that?
Yeah.
I agree.
And you know
Simple
what?
as that.
Yeah.
And I always tell people, you don't have to be fucking vegan. I don't even know if you are. I don't know if you are. I don't know if you are. You don't have to go to protests. You don't even have to fucking vote. You could be an apathetic piece of shit. Okay? But what you do need to do, just do something. Do something to make the world better.
Positive.
Don't be fucking selfish all the goddamn time. Just do something. Now, you could do a lot of shit. There's a lot of things we could do to make the world better just by telling the truth, calling bullshit when we see it. But I've learned as I got old not to be so mean about it, you know?
Pick and choose.
But whatever, just do something. Just do something, man.
For
you guys
sure.
are doing this thing here. You're trying to contribute in your way. You know, people, you know, it might
And
not
we love
change.
it. We just trying to celebrate skateboarding.
That's right. You know, and
That's what
it's not
it
going to,
is.
it might not change your world, but it might. It might change someone. You know, people see our culture. What about Neftali Williams, right?
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
You know,
Man.
it's like this guy, he discusses the culture to the world, and he discusses it in the press and shows people what a brotherhood we are. Most of us, and not everyone's in it, but the hardcore people,
There you go.
we got a family right here.
Yeah.
We see each
Yeah.
other all around the world. In 1980, I graduated high school. I went to London. All I had to do was get on the phone, call a skate shop.
Yeah, that's it.
And not only that, it's like Glen E. Friedman, oh shit, yeah, we'll come pick you up. We'll take you anywhere you want to go. Let's go to skate. We went to, you know, the skate park and all those places. They took me everywhere.
Amazing.
You know, because it's skateboarding, man. It's fucking, you know, and that I missed that brotherhood, you know, because when it was smaller, but that's okay because we wanted it to be bigger.
Yeah.
Fuck the little clique. And with more people comes more kooks, but there also come more hardcore people.
There you go.
More people that are real. And that's just now we're above ground. That's what's just going to happen.
Yeah.
There's going to be in punk rock, you know, people be like, oh, we're no longer playing at the club and it's a big venue and all that. And that does take some of the closeness out of it. And that is kind of a bummer. But the real new young punk bands, they'll still play in clubs and that'll still go on. And there's more and more people. And not every punk rocker, every skater, every hip hop person has integrity. But I'll tell you one thing. You grow up on skateboarding or punk rock or hip hop, you have no excuse for not having integrity. Unless you're just an asshole
Straight up.
or just fake. You're just a poser. You know, because if you're really in it, you're going to get integrity just by being involved in these cultures. And that to me is really important and really good and special. And that's why I'm 60, still just kicking it, doing what I fucking do.
I love it.
And trying to get people into these things and to understand them. And with my film that I'm working on, it's like to show everyone in the outside world, you know, that we all trying to make the world a better place, believe it or not. And that might sound fucking lame to you, but, you know, you can get fucking lost. I don't give a shit, you know? This is real to me. This is real to my friends.
Yeah.
And this is what we're trying to do out here. Liberal, whatever,
love
you
it.
know, people caring, man. It's about, you know, and you might not get it. You might not see it. You hear about the violence and all that stuff. But
For sure.
it's real out here if you dig. And it's just that you don't normally see that in the culture. And that's unfortunate to me.
Right.
I just feel bad about that. And I hope that after we talk, that you guys, when you talk to more people, you just think more about the positive and the beauty of all of what we do. You know, I see Christian Asoy. I know when he was a kid before, he was afraid to ride vertical. He was skating the brown bowls at Marina, you know, and I seen him grow up. And then he had a real scare. He lost his stardom. He went to jail. He found God and Christ and all that stuff. And I give him such a hard time over that religious shit. It's funny. But yo, man, he's real and he cares and he believes it and he's trying to do good.
Totally.
And, you know, and I love him and I love Lance and, you know, you don't have to agree with everybody about everything, but good people are good people. And if you're trying to do good in this world, then you're all right with me.
Straight up.
There you go.
I love
Real
it.
talk,
I love
bro.
it. This is good to end the show on, man. 'Cause, I mean, that was good positive words right
That's
there.
good.
Yes,
If
it
you want to
was.
throw something in the middle, if you
I
got
love
some
that.
skate questions that you got that I didn't get to, then we could end it. Or we could do whatever the fuck you want. I'm here for you.
Well,
guys.
first of all, let's get. Can we give you some 9 Club stuff to take home with you? I know you're in New York. It's chilly. We got a sweater, maybe.
I will look at what you have, and if I'm not going to wear it, I'm not going to take it.
He's the best,
So-
dude. Straight up.
I love that.
Because realistic, you say what you feel, dude.
So we'll just do it
That's not
out.
what I feel, it's
We'll
just
just
what
do it
I-
after the show. Then we'll take you into our little back little area there,
fine.
and we'll have,
If some
you
shit
have a
looks
look.
good, or if I want it, or if my kid wants it, I'll take it. But I probably
Yeah.
won't take it because I got too many fucking t-shirts.
You want to come on? You got to rep the 9 Club in New York.
Now that I did it, I might have to rep it a
Come
little
on.
bit.
There
I'll
we
probably
go.
take at least a white t-shirt or something.
But listen, I want to say after the 2.5 hours that we've been doing this, we finally found the photo.
There it is.
There it is.
Get yours first.
I saw that and I opened that shit up, that tear sheet. And look at how big my name is on the bottom there. I was 14. That shit was
Right.
mind-boggling.
That was before
For
the E.
sure.
That was before the E.
That's correct.
that was
is
just
correct.
Glenn Friedman.
do you still have that at home?
Yeah, I do. I
tear
got
out?
a couple copies of it, and I got one framed. I think. You know what I did? I laminated on when you get a degree
Oh, yeah,
on
you could do
wood,
the little
and I have
thing.
the letter from Warren Bolster
Okay.
from the magazine next to the picture saying,
Yeah,
"Here's
yeah.
your check
Wow.
for $40 or 30 or $40,
Amazing.
and here's the page." So I have that laminated. I'll send you a picture of it if you want, if I remember. But yeah, it's cool.
Where did the E come from? When did you start using that?
No, that's my middle name.
Yep.
And I think I wrote a letter to them because I was like, I didn't know Stesic, and it's like C.R. Stesic, and I'm like 14 years old, and I'm like, Glen E. Friedman. Like, and then he wrote,
Okay.
and so he wrote, and so he just started just jabbing me with it, just calling me Glen E. Friedman, and then he said, Dogtown's youngest, finest. We don't know what he is, but he's something. Photographer, and they're just giving me shit, right, and just digging in on me, and then I like, why are you doing that, man? I was embarrassed of my middle name, like some kids are, you know what I mean? I never used it or whatever, and I'm not embarrassed of it now, but back then. And the more I let on that it bothered me,
They were going.
Oh, yeah.
that was it. They just flooded. And then a year later, I'm just everyone's calling me Glen E, and I'm just I guess that's how I'm living. Now that's it. And I got to embrace. I got to embrace it. I
Yes.
started getting famous because of it.
Yeah.
You know, people recognize me, and it's Glen E
right.
this, Glen E that. I was like, okay, fuck it. And,
running with
they
it.
they even when I was in high school, they even had a contest. Guess Glen E's middle name.
No.
Yeah. It was ridiculous. It was
Evan.
funny. Ellis.
Ellis.
Yeah, Ellis. Yeah.
Ah.
And it was the unethnic version of Eli or Elijah. My grandfather's name was Elijah, right? And they would have named me Eli or Ellie or whatever.
Okay.
And one of my cousins, because when the grandfather dies, you get that name or something. I never knew my grandfather.
interesting.
But Ellis was like a real American fucking flat version of it, because in the 60s you didn't want to have, Jews didn't want to have too much ethnicity, or no one had wanted to have too much at that moment in time. They're
Okay.
everyone's trying to be homogenized, so it was just Ellis. And so that's it is Glen Ellis Friedman.
Glen E. Friedman. I'm stoked we finally found the
Yeah.
actual
But
picture
but
in
it's
the
kind
mag.
of the way they cropped it and they switched it to black and white.
Right,
It's like
right,
I was really bummed in a way, because I had so many. You saw the other dope shots from that day. I'm like, they didn't even use the best shot. I mean, I can't tell you how many times editors pick the wrong shot. Even my Public Enemy's album cover, the second album, It Takes a Nation of Millions, the greatest hip hop album of all time. And the fucking shot they used, I was threatened to scratch the negative, because it wasn't the best shot from the session, but it showed the most bars, and it was going for a cassette. Oh. So they fucking Glenn, we got to use this one. I said, I'm going to scratch the fucking negative. You can't do this. I swear to God. And they said, Glenn, if you scratch a negative, we're just going to go with a logo and no photo at all.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, fuck.
Wow.
And I just let them use the one. But if you look in the books, you see the real photo, the
real
better
photo,
photo and all
okay,
that. And,
okay.
it's a great story to be able to tell, but it's 100% true. It's just because at hip hop at that time, I mean, and the moral of that is just that, very often the best shot. See, that's the good shot. That's the good
That's
shot.
the good
And then
shot.
even there, it's cropped because it's square on Instagram.
Right.
But the shot that was used on the album cover, if you find it, you can't barely see Chuck's eyes, and it looked ominous. But see, this is nice composition.
Sure.
The bars, the shadows, Flavor left, Chuck right. You know what I mean?
you.
It's a perfect shot. It's a great,
Gotcha.
beautiful composition. The one they use in the album cover is just fucked up. But it's not. It's picky. It's bad to me because I'm an artist.
For
I'm
sure.
I'm not a documentarian. I'm just trying to make perfect art to really,
Right.
you please someone's eye. Someone could look at some of my punk rock photos and they don't know what the fuck it is. but you could feel the composition makes you feel good, or it brings you in, or the character, and you see the character, and people could relate to it.
Right.
And if it's hardcore, if it's real, if it's emotional, it's like that's what makes it really, really good.
Talks to you.
And the beauty is like the composition, it's easy on the eye. So you don't even know why you're looking at it longer. Because if it's harsh and the angles are wrong and it looks bad, you're just going to turn the page. You're just going to look away from it. But when something attracts you, like look at all the great Renaissance painters. Those are my biggest influences. You know, it's not modern art. You know, there's some good modern art, but most of it is garbage to me. Most of it, not all, but a lot of it is. You know, and but I appreciate craftsmanship.
There you go.
And the artistry, you know. So, anyways, look at all these goddamn cameras.
I know. They've been rolling for a long time.
I mean, you literally have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 that I could see in this room right now.
We got a couple under the table too.
Yeah.
It's good. No, just I gotta shout out all the stuff we've talked about on the show. You could definitely see it in Glen's book, My Rules.
My Rules is the best book. It has everything in it, but I have a book on Black Flag.
Yeah.
I have a book coming out on Minor Threat. I've got a book on Fugazi. I've got a book on Dogtown.
Yep.
You know, the new version of the Dogtown book that has Craig Stessick's photos in it too, and Craig's articles, which really, that was one of the foundations of skateboarding early on. And remember, Craig Stessick was a writer and a photographer. So the first half of the book, a lot of people mistake it. People say, oh, that's Craig's photos. The first half is Craig's photos. The second half is just all my leftover stuff. None of it got published. But all the best stuff is in here. But this is my scrapbook. And then there's also, you know, The Idealist is one of my art books. The Fuck You 2 book, Fuck You Heroes, those are out of print.
Right.
And,
you got to,
you know,
I mean, all these.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, there's a bunch of titles right there.
And all these are available on your website.
Not all of them, but the ones that are in print are available.
Got you.
Yeah, you can get them on, you know, directly from the publishers or on Amazon or wherever else.
Yeah, My Rules, I mean, everything. I mean,
that's the best one.
I'm
not going to argue.
We were looking at that earlier.
There's so many amazing
It's incredible.
And it's big.
It's huge.
It's fucking big. I took no advance to publish that book. I just wanted it to be priced cheap so people could afford it. It's fucking 8 pounds, 324 pages, and it's like $60. And when it came out, it was 55. And it's a deal.
That's not bad.
It's a fucking $150 book.
Yeah,
it's
coffee cake book. That's not bad.
That's for all that shit. It's great. But I mean, you know, this is what you do when you work with people. Even when you do work with a big publisher, you have to set your parameters for what you want and don't back down.
Yeah.
And sometimes you don't get what you want right away. I haven't had a show in 30 years in New York because I don't fuck with galleries that want to take 50%. I don't fuck with people who want to have an alcoholic beverage company or a tobacco company sponsor my fucking shows. I'm not doing that. So there's a price to pay for that integrity.
Sure.
But it's worth it.
Hey, integrity. Moral of the episode.
Yes.
Moral of the dude. Glen E. Friedman, thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
My guy, this has been amazing.
Together, I'm happy you appreciate it.
This has been incredible.
We'll edit it down to about a half hour.
This will be the shortest episode we've ever had.
Thank you so
Glen,
much.
Thank you so much.
Oh yeah, thank you.
I'm happy that I was able to entertain you guys and give you some information.
Dude,
because you do it all the time, and I'm just happy that we were able to.
I was fully enthralled.
Awesome.
Come back anytime.
Okay, great.
Anytime you're back, come back in town.
You guys got to invite me. You let me know.
We'll invite you. He's already getting up and he's out the door already. All right.